have live captions, but if the audio is still dookie, um, oh, phone, phone, why you wanna act so silly? Ooh. But yeah, if the audio is still acting a fool, I'm going to dip. But I did want to stop in and say hello. Just wanted to stop in and say, I hope you're doing well. I feel like it's been a very strange few weeks, and I don't want to pretend like it's not been that. Oh yes, the audio works. Praise. Because I was honestly, if the audio didn't work, I'm trying to think about what the fuck I was really about to do. Because I really want to come through and just talk some shit with y'all. And I'm happy you're here. What up, Clark? What up, Noe? I hope you're doing very well. If not, please feel free to talk some shit. That was my plan. I was gonna be like, if anybody wants to trauma dump, talk shit about something, go in, drag, like live life. I feel like I don't really have too much, but I did have an interaction with somebody that was so fucking weird. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like I don't want to say it was weird for any in particular reason. I just feel like you ever just not. And because here's the thing, I don't want to do too much on myself. I feel like I was in a state of crisis and I was just again just feeling overwhelmed with a notification that I got, and I pretty much decided like I'm going to just disconnect from this. I'm not going to do too much, but I feel like in the pursuit of not wanting to do too much, I did too much. In the desire to not want to do too much, and it sucks, but I feel like what happened next though, messy, but at the same time, there's a part of me that knows that sometimes that's just what happens. Like sometimes you're vulnerable, you take a risk, you be honest with people, and like they don't give a fuck. And like it's not a crime. But again, it's the ways that sometimes people will really go out their way to make it seem like, no, I do care, and then tell you they really don't care after you've already let them know, like, I understand that you don't care and I'm gonna let it go. Like all this extra shit, it just had me like, really? But if I'm being super candid, I don't give much of a fuck, which is why I'm really annoyed. That's why I'm really annoyed because it feels like in the end they wanted to be the one to say I'm breaking up with you when it's like, babe, it was never that. I was just trying to say like, don't burden yourself with me. That's all I was trying to communicate. Then it became you are a burden. And it's like, I don't know how when I just told you to let me go, leave me alone. Like, but okay. Again, I don't understand the point sometimes, but that don't fucking matter. I just feel like it's a mind fuck trying to be honest with anybody, especially when you think you have a rapport. Like it's wild. Like I had a conversation with somebody off a message from 2015 that was cute as fuck. It just goes to show like you really never know what people are going to hear when you're communicating, and your thoughts, like you thinking you're being direct, it may not be read that way. But I got my comfort drink. I'm not about to be that motherfucking stressed about shit. What up, Taylor? I hope you're doing well. But yeah, no, I just decided that like honestly, I feel like the amount of people that really check for me when a crisis is happening versus the amount of people that check for me just as a person, I feel like that's what was irking me like all last week was like how many people when I was in the hospital were like, "Oh my god, I hope everything works out." Girl, why are you going to hope anything? Uplift what's happening. I hate that part of it, that like people who again are aware of what's happening and just operating like, "Oh well." And it's like, wait, but when I was in the van with that white man, you really gave a fuck. So like what changed? Like again, it's the ways that I really feel like the saddest thing to me is noticing how much care and support there is when I'm harmed by a white person. But when I'm naming that like the system is impacting me, it's the way that it's like anyways. And it's like, wow, Like that is so fascinating. Like it just really sets a standard to where it's like, and then again, it's like even talking about white people harming you, people are like, it's the individual, and it's like it's really not. Like it's a culture of violence. It's like especially if like I talk about it and then white people are mad at me, or even like the idea that like you could be harmed by white people too much. Like I think about that part, that like there are so many people who genuinely don't want to believe white supremacy is a thing. They want to believe it's just a couple bad white people. And again, it's the ways that like people are shamed for that reality, that like we're around white people, and so we're going to trust some of them, and we're gonna hope. Like, we're gonna hope. And again, it's the ways that at this point, it's just frustrating to realize that like colonized behavior rests in everybody. That like it's not just white people that are out here with colonized energy. And I feel like that's the bigger fucking conversation nobody really want to have. Which means it has to be had. Like it's the way that it's not just white people. And again, the ways that that conversation, bitch, that conversation, so many people hate my guts right now. And all I said was, oh, us light skinned people too. Like that's all I said was like, oh, we're not different from white people. Like we actually have privilege and we can be oppressed. Like we actually can be a bigger threat, because people will think that we're not a threat at all. And again, a bunch of folks are like, and then it had me dead, because there was this one girl who was like, wow, I'm an evil light skin. And there's a bunch of mixed people that think it's funny to call themselves evil light skins, like as a joke. And it's like, it's not a joke. Like, it's not like, are you listening? It's not a joke. But again, it's the ways that I've been accused of hating mixed people, hating light skinned people. And it's just like, wow, all you got to do is talk about the ways you're privileged and now you hate people. That shit is fascinating, honestly. Like between me and you, I can't tell like what community is worse at this point. The white folk or us fellow light skinned people. I really can't tell. I really can't tell. And I know someone's gonna be sick that I said that, but I really can't tell. Because the thing about it is there's a spotlight on white people, and we're collectively very comfortable seemingly talking about them. But us light skinned people, who's like I said, like I said, like I fucking said, and it's the ways that like uplifting the content. So many people are like, you're sick, like something's wrong with you, you hate yourself. It's like, do I really hate myself? Really? Again, it's the ways that like I feel like I see people talking about colorism. I see people. It's like I have not seen many lighter skinned people outside of there's a few. I feel like I could probably name like two, but even still, I feel like even saying that, it's like there's one person that I was thinking about, but then I was like, no, because she's one of those like mixed people who's like, oh, I'm light skinned. Like that's the thing. Like there's some mixed people that are like, I'm light skinned, and it's like, ooh, okay. And they use that to again connect with blackness in a particular way. And so that's why I was like, I'm not gonna say her, because she made a whole video where she's like, even though I'm light skinned, we're both black. And it's like you're not both black. Like, and honestly, I feel like that's the weirdest part about it. Cause like the person literally makes content around colorism. But again, I love this. I love everything that just fucking happened. I literally was gonna show y'all my notebooks, but I stacked them really crazily. But as I was saying though, it's the ways that like there's so many mixed people like trying so hard to be in blackness right now, that it's like the conversations that are being skewed, that are being shifted. Like again, like there's just so many different conversations unfolding. But one thing that I'm really noticing is a lot of mixed people want to be connected to blackness, which I'm not trying to make fun of them or be hurtful. I'm just saying that like the desire is so great that they're willing to say anything. Like they're really willing to say anything. And I've been trying to intervene, but again, it's the ways that people be getting mad at me. And it's like, what am I doing wrong? Again, it's the ways I'm really wondering, but no one ever explains anything to me. They just tell me that I'm dumb, and it's like, okay, I feel comfortable. I feel comfortable. What up, Mima? What up, Mish? I hope you're doing well. Anyways, but yeah, I wanted to show folks my art because I can. I've been working with like these really cool like paint markers. I'm obsessed with them. And also I've been just trying to figure out how to use color, like just how to build up color. Like this is all like two different colors of gold, but I was trying to make it look like skin. I'm still out here, you know? I'm still out here. This one I'm really obsessed with as well because I've got all of these like really fun like holographics. Oh, you're doing art too? Tell me more about your art if you feel like it, if you're feeling open. But yeah, no, I got these really cool markers and I've just been doing my art thing, been working with the watercolors, just having a time, just trying to get my drawing on. I found this really cool blue marker. And so I just decided to draw like a bunch of abstract stuff. Cause again, I feel like whenever people do abstract art, I feel like I rarely see like black features. A lot of abstract art, like everybody's white still, even though you can do anything. You know what I mean? Even though you can you do any features, you can do anything with abstract art. I just really only see a white face a lot of times, and that's, you know, not something that I really wanted to replicate. But I'm like, where the fuck is my other one? Because I done dropped all this shit. Good God. I feel like I've shared this one before. I'm still proud of her though. I put glitter in her hair. I'm obsessed with this. I feel like when I get more glitter, I'm making a few more. I also want to keep working on her skin because I've been trying to build up the layers. Like she's only blue because I wanted there to be a blue undertone, but I'm really still working on it. But her hair, that is my pride and fucking joy, bitch. Like I just feel like it gives so much. Ooh. Ooh, the joy of adolescence. Ooh, that's exciting. The joy amongst the bullshit, that part. Word. Well, I appreciate you for telling us anything about what you're working on. But dang, I don't know. I feel like for younger people, they definitely need something uplifting, something that reminds them that they're not just, they're not just here to wake up and follow orders from other people, which I think it probably feels like right now for the younger people. You gotta just wake up and do what the older people tell you. I'm obsessed with this one as well. I don't know if you're gonna be able to pick up on it, but on this, oh yes, I put a subtle amount of glitter around the lip just to kind of give, and I feel like it really came through. I love glitter. Like I love anything holographic, and I also love drawing people in a way to where I don't know. I just feel like whenever you move the page, it kind of comes to life. Thank you. I just be having fun out here, trying to have a good time. Real talk, cause it's wild out here. Let me see. Ooh, I drew this mermaid, and I'm depressed that I drew her this way because I really feel like I wanted to give her more. Got caught up in the tail, got caught up in the fan. I feel like I'm not the best at drawing hands. I was really trying to get it together. I was really trying my best. But we're gonna see. I feel like we're definitely gonna give her another try because me doing this mermaid with the pink hair, I just feel like again, I ran out of space and I got really angry. So I stopped doing it. I stopped creating. And this one is just a bunch of faces. I really love this person's lip that I did. It's kind of like Galaxy. I was trying to do like space theme. I love the idea of like making a face and then trying to like beat their face and try to give them a little bit of, you know, that's what I like. That's something that I appreciate. And then I did a self-portrait of me and my coochie as a donut. And I used mad fucking gold to make my belly and my titties glow because why not, bitch? Why not? Like literally, no one can stop me. No one can take me to jail. So yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think. I feel like there's. I feel like I have one more, but I could be hallucinating, like for real. Nope. I wasn't hallucinating. That's great to know. I'm so glad about that. But I feel like this one, I don't know. I feel like I ripped a lot out of her. I was having fun with her though. Thank you so much. I really just try to have fun. I try to just, create things that, again, I've never seen before. Like, if I've never seen it, I'm gonna try to draw it. And I feel like I don't see enough people of color with their like just natural expressions. Like, again, you ever notice how like when people create art for like a lot, especially for Black women, like it always has to be ethereal, regal. And there's just moments where I'm just like, where's just a silly little face? Like, where's there just, again, there's such a lack of art for Black folk. And so it's just, again, it's the ways that there's this desire to only show excellence. And again, it's the ways that I appreciate so many folk that share so many different styles and ways of existing, that I try to remember that as well. That there are so many folks out there that are, again, there are so many different looks, and aesthetics and vibes that Black folks are, again, sharing, showcasing. And I want to uplift the ones that, again, people really have so much value judgment against, even though a lot of times these folks are fucking delightful. Like, again, it's the ways that, like, growing up, like, you hear about people that don't go to church or do, and it's like, I feel like agnostic people or people that are more spiritual than like church identified are way more cool and tolerant than people that be up in the church. And again, it's the ways that people think that they're supposed to operate or they're supposed to create. And I think about the ways that people really want to showcase a certain type of behavior, look, and I'm just not interested. I'm like, anyways, like, can we please focus on the ghetto goths? Can we focus on the ghetto cyber goths? Like, can we please? Because again, there's just such a limit on what people think is acceptable art. And again, I saw recently someone did this really beautiful art. I'm so mad I didn't take a screenshot because I would share it with you. But someone did this really beautiful pop art of Harriet Tubman, and it was just so beautiful. And I realized I'd never seen anyone do her in full color. Like, I'd never seen anyone paint her in color. And again, the ways that, again, like, the ways that people are like, let me paint this or that, and again, like, there are just so many things that we just haven't seen yet. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Yes, donut coochie is important. But like I said, I feel like when I was going through my hospital situation, I feel like so many people were like looking at my content, and it was just really frustrating me because it's just like, damn, it's like I only exist when I'm about to die, damn near. Like, when bad things are happening, that's when everybody wants to come look. And it's so fucking frustrating because it's like in the midst of so many good things, so many happy things, it's just the ways that I don't exist. And again, it's the ways that white people lurk on me, and it's like, I can see, bitch, like, what's up? And again, I feel like I'm just having like post token anger because I really don't have no white friends that I'm like really holding space for like that. And it's the ways that at this point I realize that the rage I have for a lot of white people that really are just like, and it's like, mm-mm. But I feel like at the same time, I feel like that's another layer to this conversation, is like right to comfort. Like, as a lighter skinned person, like a lot of times, that's what I'm fighting about, is how uncomfortable I am. And again, it's the ways that there are white people who are like, I don't know. Like, again, it's the ways that until my comfort is like, oh, I could be dying, people are like, you're okay. And it's like, okay. And so again, it's the ways that like there's this way that people think people, especially black people, are supposed to just operate in pain. And maybe at some point, if it gets really bad, like people will care. And it's just like, yikes. Again, it's the ways that just unlearning the ways that people told me I should be holding myself. Like even the ways that like people feel ashamed about being poor when we literally live in a system where there are people that own wealth and they don't have to work because you go to work or you go to work. Like that's what blows me is like we live in a society where everyone is one injury away from literally needing to do the thing that they're embarrassed about. Like it's just one of those moments where it's awkward because it's like at what point do people realize that we're the people that have to share with each other? Like at what point? Because it's not going to be Beyonce, it's not going to be Jay-Z, it's not going to be none of the people we spend all of our time and energy on. And yet and yet I'm sorry for bringing up Jay-Z, bitch. I know we don't spend no time on that man. I'm just trying to say in general though, like we live in a society where like there are people that literally don't have to go to work because we go to work. And then there's people that go to work. And again, we're all a part of that. We're all a part of it. But let you say you need help. People will be like, what do you mean? And it's awkward because again, let any of y'all break y'all back, let any of y'all get sick for real, and you're going to need it too. It's the ways that people really think like we're all out on our own, but we're clearly not. Again, it's the way social media shows us that we do want to talk to each other, but only about animals, recipes, like laughing at people's misfortune. Like it's funny as fuck when you really think about where we pour all of our energy into. Meanwhile, we're all on the same planet, a lot of us in the same country. And it's the way people be like, are you really broke? And it's just like, again, I will let it go. I will let it go because I feel like I could talk all day about the wildness of knowing good and goddamn well not one person who ever has watched me is in a better financial position than me because they've never owned their labor. But they be looking at me like there's something wrong with me. That's why at this point, it's like you really have to be delusional to really think that anybody is beneath you or doing worse than you for the moment, perhaps. But we all know it can change. But some people really operate like, oh, the moment's never gonna change for me. And it's like, whoa, okay. But again, I'm gonna talk my shit because I already know people already think I'm a bum. You know what I mean? People already think I'm a bum. Like as far as I'm concerned, people already think that I don't work hard. People already think that whatever they think, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, it's wild to just know, like, none of us are waking up in the morning and money's just hitting the account just because. Like, even as a hoe, I still have to hoe. I'm not saying I have to do backbreaking work, but it's like I still have to engage with the client minimally. But again, it's the ways that some folk be operating like they wake up and there's money in their account from other people working. And that's, again, another layer to this. It's like even the people that own our labor, they need us too. But the ways that we don't look out for each other means they can always eat us up. It's so frustrating. It's like if we organized and unionized together, we would actually be bad bitches. But it's so easy to think a bitch is broke because ... I pray people know, like, it's not a generational curse, bitch. It's white supremacy. I pray people know. I pray people know that you and the person outside with the sign, y'all are in the same class. Like you and the person outside asking for money, like y'all are in the same class. But again, people will really think that person asking for money on the street is some different level of poor. And it's like, sweetie, they could have just gotten sick. and lost their job and then lost their home and not had a family. Like it could be that simple, but again, people really don't see it that way. Some people really think like, oh, well, I'll always have. And again, I'm saying this because there are going to be people who need to go on Facebook and type in mutual aid group, and hopefully you find one that's local. Because again, it's the ways that mutual aid has been the only reason why I've been able to fucking exist this long. It's not magic. It's not me being smart. It's really not that. It's really having access to a support system that was digital. Like there have been people that have totally showed up for me, and I'm never trying to make it seem like I expect everybody to be on that type of time. Of course not. I couldn't do for myself what people have done for me. I'm aware of that. But that's not to say that there's nothing that I can't do. And so I want to be candid that like I'd love it if we could like maybe start a mutual aid collective. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I would love to talk about it because again, it's the ways that I know there was a time recently where one of my clients reached out to me and said that they really needed some medicine. And honestly, I really needed some jars for my business. And so I was like, you want to do a trade? Because I already had the honey. I just needed one jar. They sent me so many jars. I was able to do so much mutual aid after that. I've been able to send so many salves. I actually made a massage oil for a friend who's going through very painful back surgery. I was able to actually send them some really nice body patches for their pain. Like, I want folks to know, like, I didn't start this business like on some, like, oh, I'm trying to get money. I was living with a white man and his mama and his daddy, and my ex thought that she was going to shoot me. So my ex packed up our shit and we ran after she told him, drop her off in Detroit. We were living in Ohio, at least 2 hours from Adrian. If you look up Defiance, Ohio, and then Adrian, Michigan, that's as far into Michigan as I had gone at that point. I had never been to Detroit before in my life. This is not me trying to disparage Detroit. This is me trying to uplift that this white woman in Ohio was like, drop her off in Detroit like I was a damn dog. So again, I only started this business off the fact that a friend from Tumblr gifted me plant medicine right before my ex thought that his mama was about to shoot me for not moving quickly enough to Detroit. So again, I want to be candid that like this is a labor of love as much as it's a labor of survival. Had I not taken a picture of the plant medicine, I don't know where the fuck I would be today because that's the only thing that really compelled people to help me. If I didn't do what I do, I don't know how many people would have showed up for me in the beginning. And again, there's moments where I think like it's because I was with a because I was with a white man, but I really think it's because people knew during the pandemic while I'm riding around the motherfucking United States living in a van, I might be able to help them get medicine. And I did. There's a reason why, like, I'm coming up on 6 fucking years doing this. This is what I'm supposed to be doing clearly. And I'm grateful. And I know that there's a risk involved. There's a risk involved in just being alive, honestly. Clearly. Like, how many stories I gotta tell you, bitch? I just been alive. Like that's the thing. It would be one thing if I was actively trying to be an activist. No, no, just been trying to be alive and have standards. That's the funniest part about all of this. Is like I really just wanted to be alive and just have standards. Like that's really it. And I'm learning. I'm learning that that's a threat to a lot of people in a lot of situations. But with that being said, I'm saying all this because I know that people are going through, we're having a rough time. That is real as fuck. I'm not trying to ask anyone for anything directly. What I am saying though is if people have it in them to talk about mutual aid, I would love it because I really don't think people understand like what the next year is about to really look like. I think a lot of people believe like everything's gonna just keep going. And it's not. The thing about 300,000 black women being pushed out of the fucking out of the workforce is people keep saying it's just corporate. It's not. It's general labor. It's not just corporate. This is not me trying to just make it seem as if Black women aren't in corporate. No. What I'm saying is it's both sectors. It's not just corporate. And to operate like it is really does miss out on so many femmes who, again, were maybe entry level or even working their way up in a corporation. I appreciate. Word. And that's another layer to this too, is like there's so many layers to working and trying to better this system, and like it's dead. The system never was. Like it's always been a project of harm. And again, what does that look like moving forward? Like I dead ass, like I feel like I was filming like in New Orleans, like showing y'all what it was like to live with a bunch of queer people. Like the idea was we all don't fuck with capitalism, so let's live together. And again, in the end, it really felt like what happened, at least from my perspective, was that romantic love, you know? I just think like a bunch of queer people living together, it just feels so fucking magical, but it's like in practice, it can be really fucking awkward because we're all like in our 20s trying to like be free, trying to fucking feel strong. And I just think about the ways that like just so many wild things happened. Like I remember like I feel like I've talked about this before. There's this trans sex worker who like just randomly moved into our house, and they were like white Indian, and their name was Spear Minty. And I remember like out of nowhere, like they just decided like, bitch, I'm going to Mumbai in India. They're like, I'm leaving the country, like from NOLA. And like me and my roommate Jody were like, what the fuck? And they were like, you can keep our car. Like that's the kind of energy was happening in New Orleans. Like people were giving us their car. Like people were, you know, like moving in and out. There was a person that we lived with that didn't feel comfortable to sleep inside of a home because they had been abused, and so they slept outside. And so there were just many things happening in that home space. What up, me? What up, anime? I hope you're doing well. Word. I'm so glad to hear that, Aleem. That's so great. Again, excuse me, free, excuse me, findhelp.org. Findhelp.org, but also Little Free Pantry. Look those two up. Findhelp.org has so many local options, but also on findhelp.org, you can punch in a couple of different zip codes. You don't have to use your local zip code. You can use more than one. And then also, Little Free Pantry, same thing. There's multiple pantries around y'all. I really hope y'all look into it. If you have extra groceries or extra anything, put a cooler outside. It's not, you know, the nicest weather out there, so that's why I'm saying like you got to be mindful about what you put stuff in. But it's been something that's been really uplifting. Like the other day we had our pantry set up, but we had to take it down because it's cardboard and it was snowing awfully. But our neighbors put a bunch of granolas in there. And again, we put it out there because we had a couple things from the pantry that we were just not going to eat. Nothing was wrong with it, but we're just not vegetable soup in a can people. Like if we're going to eat a vegetable soup, we just going to make it out of the frozen veggie scraps that we have. And so there were a couple things that, again, I knew we weren't going to ever really use, put them in the box. Next thing you know, everybody in the neighborhood throwing stuff in the box. So it's clear to me, if you put something out there, if you write on the side, Free Little Pantry, if you go on Free Little Pantry and, you know, put your box on the map, who knows? Like people might come through. Again, I was really grateful that I got to spend some time just like watching people interact with it. And there was this guy, and I felt terrible because I could tell he was scared. Like, because our neighborhood kind of Caucasian. Like we're renting like a house that's been chopped up into like 3 pieces. And so this guy was walking around and he was like looking like, who won't see me? And then he snatched all the granola bars, and I wanted to be like, hey, do it. Like I wanted to be like, but I didn't want to scare his ass. I could already tell he was feeling like embarrassed about taking that many. But it's like, bitch, they're granola bars. The fuck? Like enjoy yourself. Like no shit. Like in my heart of hearts, I'm like, it wasn't the chewy chocolate ones, babe. Like I could understand like you feeling terrible if you took all of those. I would feel bad if I took all the chewy chocolate ones for sure. But they were like the ultra healthy ones. I was like, girl, go ahead with your cracked like go ahead with your honey roasted, almond. Like those ones, like they're very healthy, like enjoy. But again, like it's the way that he was like, is this a trick? And it's like, no, that's why I really wanted to yell and be like, take more. And I even wrote on the box, like, take all you need, like, take as much as you want, like, don't feel bad. Cause again, it's the ways that, like, when I came out there, people had put applesauce in there, people had put all types of things. I want to say, what else was in there that I found that I was like, wow, like, I wouldn't even thought about this. They put some stuff for the baby. Like, they put some baby, like, I want to say it was like baby, some formula, powder formula. And again, I wasn't even thinking that. Somebody also put some diapers in there. I was like, oh shit, okay. So again, you never know. Like you could do it with a regular box. I know that. But if you have a cooler or a crate or something like that, throw it out there. You really never know. There are people that want to help, but again, like they might not have that much and they might not want to put a box out there. Like again, I put my box out there and I put a couple of things in it, and like the first day, it like there was nothing. Like the first day, it was like, damn, people really needed that shit. And so I just kept on. Like at some point, I feel like I made some chicken sandwiches and I just wrapped them up and threw them out there. Someone took those too. And I want to say like there was, yeah, I put some fucking Narcan in there too, because it's like you never know, bitch. And somebody took the Narcan, so there's just a part of me that feels like there might be a way to start communicating with people about like needs and stuff and just the future. But I'm just trying to say, like, if you have it in you to just again put a box in front of your house, you don't have to put too much in it. You never know who's gonna be able to help supplement it because again, like the energy is like take what you can, but also if you can give something, do it. There are some people that even got a refrigerator for their neighborhoods, and just thinking about that just makes me so happy. Like, can you imagine having enough money to like run a refrigerator for your neighborhood? That would be fucking cute as hell. Like, I wish that was possible right now. But who knows, Like maybe I should just keep on thinking about what I could do. Cause I feel like that's the one annoying thing about knowing what you want to do, like already having so many fucking jobs. Like I'd be really coming up with new things I could fucking do. Like I have so much time to think. And it's a blessing, but there's just times where I'm really frustrated because I'm like, fuck, like getting funding, getting support, like just again, I really wish I knew how to really, I don't know. I feel like that's the thing about it. It's like people keep saying we're in a recession, but it's not that. Like we're actively being harmed by the government. And I feel like the way people are talking about it, you would think it was the economy, but it's deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. But again, I'm reminded every day that we are given so many words to really make something quite evil into a paragraph. It's very sick sometimes when you think about all the breaths, all the noises to say something is evil. And like again, you could talk all the fucking way around it. Whew, English is just the most disgusting language because you could really talk forever about that thing. You could really just, and it's breeze going through your teeth. That shit is frustrating as hell. Aleem, Aleem, that part, like that's what's like driving me actually like mentally like unwell, like even more so. Like I'm already unwell, but I'm even more unwell now, sitting with the reality that like there are people out there that really think like, oh, like there's just something going on. Like people are just not working hard enough, and it's just like, ooh, that sucks. Like I saw so many people like talking about how like that, like being broke is their fault, and it's just like, ugh. I don't know. Again, I just feel like we're in a time frame right now where so many things that I thought were over are not. Like I thought maybe I didn't think fat phobia was over, but I thought that we were in a world where like we know that like being fat phobic is weird, but skinny people don't want that. That's what I have to really sit with. Like, skinny people don't want us to be comfortable. Like, they don't. Like, then people really want a hierarchy. Like, they need it. And again, that's why white people are acting how they're acting. They're like, wait, like equality. Like, people are really realizing, like, wait, I only have privilege because I'm the oppressor. But they don't want to internalize it. They don't want to see, like, you're only up there because you're actively stomping. Like, sweetie. Ooh, and then it's the way that you become the violence, and it's like, oh, okay, so now I gotta find a way to talk to you. And again, even that, even like trying to pick the right words to talk to the colonizer or the colonized, it's like it's a joke. Again, though, I just feel like I had a conversation with somebody today that just felt so good, and then I found out that they're local to me, which is even more nice. And then I found out that they be fucking with tarot, and that was exciting as fuck too, because they let me send them a couple links to some things because I feel like I've been talking about the degrees, but there's so many people that don't know like that their birth chart degrees literally give you so much information about yourself. And I really hope people, if you're interested, go to your birth chart, start with the first house, get the degree out the first house, get your rising sign degree out that first house, and please look into it and what it means. Keep on Googling. Please keep on Googling it because you will really find that some of the shit that you do, like low key, I just did a birth chart reading for my friend, and they were like, bitch, why are some of the things you're saying to me things that I just wrote in my new album? Like, they were like, a lot of the things that are being said are things that I literally just wrote down to sing. And I'm like, see, and I'm only sharing that because I did it for myself. I looked at my birth chart. I did my rising sign, Taurus, 4 degrees, a man talking in his sleep. And it makes me laugh because, again, it's the ways that, like, people will really think I choose to communicate like this. No, no, I did not choose this. I literally did not choose any of this. Like no, I just feel like it's rare you can even choose how you communicate. Like, wouldn't that be so beautiful if we like could choose a way that everyone could understand? But again, that's literally what my degree is about. My degree is literally me going, trying to figure out how to communicate in the best way. Figuring out, unfortunately, very late, every person's going to hear something different. That's actually not my fault. But also, I be high. So that adds another layer of spice to the shit. Like, I'm already going to talk how I'm talking, and then I'm gonna be high on top of it. It's definitely a choice. It's definitely a motherfucking choice. That part is a choice. But again, the switching gears and communication, like, I can't help that. Like, my brain literally has tabs. And again, the ways that that's coming across as neurodivergent, when really it could be quite spiritual. And even that, like, even my motherfucking chart telling me to get sober, and I feel like I told y'all, like, I decided to put myself on a weed diet. I feel like I don't want to say it's going bad. I just want to say that it's going. It's definitely going. I feel like I've actively been smoking less weed, but that's only because, oh my God. So I don't know how to explain all of this to you, but there's something out there called dabs, which basically is weed that has been pressed so you can get the juiciness of it. I basically put a bunch of weed inside of here where there's a bunch of wax. That's why it's not moving. That's why it's looking like that, because it's literally stuck to the sides with weed glue. And so I feel like that's why I feel like I'm not smoking as heavily, because I am smoking a lot more. Um, you said working for 50 weeks, bitch. Like, go 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 go, girl. Like, it's bitch, it's the way Xfinity stay trying to worry me about this motherfucking shit. Meanwhile, I'm like, Xfinity, I already know that you'll let me be behind 6 weeks. This is only week 5. Like, I already know, like, on the 15th when I pay you, you're gonna be okay. Like, Xfinity, like, please stop worrying me. I already know how this goes. Like, stop flickering my shit. Like, I swear my internet be flickering. I'm like, babe, y'all know how this goes. I pay y'all on the 7th week. No, the skinny energy is back. Listen, when I seen and listen, trigger warning for me talking about Olandria because I really don't want no smoke. I don't want to fight. Before I say anything, yes, I have a big back. You can't see it too good. I'm hiding it in my dress, but don't worry. My back is big. My neck is big. I know I'm hagridic. I know I'm a big bitch. I know I'm fat. I'm aware. I'm aware. If anybody else wanted to say I was fat, I'm going to say it one more time for the bitch in the back. I'm big. I know. With that being said, the way I keep seeing Olandria with the damn sunglasses, like, babe, that really... I mean, I won't say that it's not online. I'll just say that I feel like I go to spaces where there's fat people being celebrated, so that's why I feel like I'm not as affected. However, I'd be a liar if I didn't name that there have been people like saying shit like, "Oh, what happened to the fat acceptance people? What happened to the body positive people?" And it's awkward because it's like we're still here. But I think that unfortunately there are many of us, who are being looked at as if their bodies aren't supposed to ever change, as if they should never have cosmetic surgery. And again, I personally feel like losing weight, I don't give a fuck. But there are some fat people who be wanting to lose weight. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think that you're not body positive if you want to lose weight or you want to go to the gym. I'm not one of those people that really feels like, oh, to really be with the set, you gotta just have a certain type of behavior. I think that fat is not a certain type of behavior. I think fat is a, again, descriptor, but it's the ways that people really do hate fat people. And so because of that, it's the ways that I understand, like, yo, I just found out about this girly. I can't remember the first name, but the last name is Briggs. And she is very obviously like a lighter skin. We'll say she's a lighter skinned black woman who, it seems like she bleached and she did a lot of work to like look white. And it had me just sitting with the reality that, there are going to be so many responses to white supremacy. And I really hate that we ever look at people who are clearly being harmed by white supremacy to the point where they believe they have to do that and think that we need to really spend too much time like talking about them in the negative. Like they've already taken on so much. Again, it's the ways that we really look at people and expect them to be okay. And it's like, why would anyone be okay in this climate? In this experiment, in this failed experiment of a country, why do we expect people to be well? Like, that's the shit that be really having me like. I feel like ever since I started doing more research about what the fuck we're experiencing and living through globally and collectively, it's just like, there's just so many moments where I'm just like, y'all really can't see it. Y'all really can't see it, how we're all part of it. We're all connected to this. And yet, so many of us will really think like it's time to go inward, get away from everybody. And I'm there too, bitch. Hell yeah. I'm blocking people and shit. Oh. Yeah, I'm very angry. I'm not going to fucking play with you. I've been really blocking the fuck out of people. And not even just blocking. I've been just getting them the fuck away from me, hiding my story. Like, if you're here because you can't see my story, it's on purpose. Because I just feel like I posted a lot of personal things. And I'm just like, you know what? If people want to watch me, they can come here. They don't need to be in my story. There's people in my story who check on me and care about me without me having to go through anything. And so I really don't want to be noticing 50,000 people that only come to my fucking story when I'm going through crisis. Like that was very alarming. But again, it's the ways that I know that there's people that really just lurk on me because really we don't have a connection anymore. And you probably miss my ass, but please, like, just leave me the fuck alone for real. Cause I don't understand it. I don't understand lurking on people. I don't understand switching up on people. I don't understand it. And I don't want to, so I'm not going to. I'm gonna just focus on the people who care about me, focus on the people that talk to me, and focus on the people that are consistent with me. Because again, it's the ways that I feel like I've been asking for support and uplifting for literally years. And it's the ways that I notice I only exist when people need something from me. Or they want to ogle at some painful shit happening. And it's like, damn, that's hurtful as fuck. But at the same time, I'm just having to hold that now that I see what it is, I'm going to let people know who I love, who I trust, who I care about what's happening versus allowing everyone to see what's happening because I'm realizing it doesn't matter. Like I'm realizing that like, when white people were doing this or that, it mattered. But now that I'm talking about the after effects of dealing with all these white people, like again, it's the ways that really people expect me to just move on after being homeless all these times. And it's like, how could I? Like, it's the ways that I'm some Denzel from Fences. Like, I'm real mad, bitch. I'm very angry. Like, and I feel mad as fuck in this way that I just feel like everybody expects me to just get over shit and just be cool. And it's like, I'm actually very angry, like, on another level. And it scares me. And I am. Like I'm just so fucking angry right now, y'all. Like I want to fucking fight so bad. I just been thinking about all these white people who fucking knew I was fucking in a fucked up situation and just took advantage of me and just again just noticing like trying to find housing and having to sit with the reality that like someone's gonna ask me to be a fucking slave. And just again, the way that like I just feel like I'm just fucking talking until again someone with more privilege gives a fuck, and that shit is so fucking disgusting feeling. At this point, like at some point, it used to feel like support. At this point, it just feels like a band-aid for a fucking bullet wound. Like it feels like everybody want to fucking just see like what happened. Nobody wants to talk about it with their communities. Like nobody wants to reach out to that white person and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like, my God, like I literally just found like a text message chain that I was only a part of because the white bitch, the which white bitch, the one with the voodoo wife, she had put me on this email chain, and I only found it because I was about to I was low-key about to text that bitch and just be like, bitch, you didn't kill me. Because that's what I was doing last week. I was texting a lot of people just being like, just so you know, I'm still alive. And I remember everything, bitch. Because again, I don't want these motherfuckers to ever think like you got away. Like, no, bitch. Like, I've been rebuilding my mental health. Like, I've been fucking rebuilding myself mentally so I can fucking be okay. Like, but I ain't forget. I have not fucking forgotten none of that shit that happened the last 2 fucking years. And again, the way I told y'all that man that had tried to kill me, fucking go hit me up on fucking PayPal for $50. Like, girl, are you kidding? Like, you literally owe me a few $100s from the court system, bitch. And I literally could call the cops right now for you reaching out to me. Am I gonna do that? No, I'm not gonna do that, bitch. Because again, in this climate, what's the point, bro? Like, what's the point? I'm about to call and the cops gonna be like, anyways, I'm so fucking annoyed with how white supremacy really just keeps on motherfucking harming people and let you talk about it too much. Motherfuckers think you're crazy, and it's like, probably so, but like, still, like, you're well. Like, again, it's the way motherfuckers think that they're well, and I'm like, what standards, bitch? Like, what are we talking about at this point? Like, how can you be well? Like, I just don't understand what people are saying. People just say so many words, and it's like, what the fuck do that mean? I didn't blow my fucking nose. I know I'm not looking at the chat. I'm just fucking angry, bitch. I'm just saying, like, I literally have been looking for housing for a minute and, like, they are really playing games. And when I think back to all the times, like, I've been houseless, damn near trying to find somewhere to go, it's always somebody white. Like, you could be my slave. Like, I really had to sit with that. That I'm literally like trying to fucking find housing, and it's so many white people being like, "Oh, well, what if you just took care of me? What if you just like, were my little maid?" And again, it's the ways that there's so many people that know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, there are white people that'll be like, "Oh, I'll rent you a room, but I'm gonna need you to make breakfast." It's like, girl, what the fuck? Like, at this point, I might as well lie, bitch, and just say that I'm a motherfucking a living aid or some shit. Like, I don't think people realize how much white supremacy makes it a more dangerous climate. Because it's like, if I already know you're gonna tell me I'm gonna need to be a slave, well, I'm gonna make up some credentials, bitch, so I can at least get paid a living wage, like, bitch. And again, it's the ways that there are so many people doing that right now. Like, this one bitch, this story is crazy, but this white lady had stolen the license from a nurse that had died like 5 years ago. And the license was from like 3 years from before she was born. And like somebody one day, randomly, after years, was like, that's kind of strange. And they found out that this bitch had killed the nurse to take her license so she could be a living CNA. And again, I don't think that she was doing that just to be evil. I think she was broke. Like, I'm not trying to make it seem like she's not crazy for that. I'm just saying, it's like, it's the way when people need money, like, they're going to do a lot of things, like, to make it. And people don't want to think about it. But people do all types of risky shit to just fucking make them fucking end meet. I'm just fucking tired of, like, all the ways, like, people get pushed into doing all types of shit. And again, I'm not saying what she's doing is right. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, clearly she was trying to get this motherfucking money, bitch, by any means necessary. And it's like, bitch, that's crazy. Like, you're a whole killer and you're a living CNA. Like, you're a nurse and you're a killer. Like, I just feel like that's so much. Again, I'm not trying to make it seem okay. I'm just saying, like, you did a murder, you ain't even try to run away. Like, you did a murder and you stayed in the community to fucking work. Like, oh shit. And it really makes you wonder, like, why couldn't you get your license? Like, what was stopping you? And again, who fucking knows? But then again, bitch, I just be wondering, real talk, like, what is the motivation behind some of these crimes? Because a lot of them are, I don't want to say nonviolent, but like a lot of people are doing things because they need this or that. I'm not saying that everyone's gonna make the right decisions. I'm just trying to say that, like, ugh, it just feels so demonic to be alive right now. And just know that, like, even if you went to school, maybe for nursing, like, they just cut your bag in half. Like, it's the way that, like, buying anything feels silly right now. And again, trying to, like, be operating, like, this shit has been wild. Like, again, I just feel like the energy the last 5 years has shifted so dramatically. Like, I remember starting in a van. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. There's something about getting more support when you're in a van with a white man driving around the world. Like, I'm literally in a van with a white man driving all over the United States, and I have so much support. I leave that man, so many people acted like I was shady, and it's like, girl, like, his mom wanted to kill me. Like, how long were we gonna make it? Like, let's be real. And also, I feel like I said this before. I tried to break up with him right before we became homeless. I feel like that's the wildest part of all of this. Is like a week before his mom went off on me, we're all eating dinner. His sister-in-law was like, "When are y'all getting married?" I said, "That's never happening." Everybody looked at me kind of crazy, but it's like, I already tried to break up with him like the night before, and he literally cried and was like, "Don't leave me here." And so that's how I know in retrospect, that's all he really wanted was someone to not leave him with his fucking mama and his daddy. And in the fucking end, after everything, he went back to his family house. That's really when I just decided I was done with him because it's like we're literally living in a housing situation that's whack. And you spending the weekends at your mom's house, the one that wanted to kill me 2 years ago, girl. And again, the energy wasn't like, oh, I'm trying to get her to buy us a house. It wasn't that. He was very much like, I miss my mom. Cool. I was really trying to act like I didn't give a fuck, but real talk, I had already checked out of the relationship because he had already checked out. Like, how invested could you be in me if you're going to kick it with a bitch that you thought was going to kill me? So it's very much like at that point, I was like, yeah, I'm going to just let it go. Then, as soon as I tell Christopher, like you could stay in Ohio, you don't have to come back. The fucking roommate gonna be like, I'm calling the cops on you. So it's like, as soon as this one white person get away from me, this other white person is like, oh, I'm gonna fuck with you. So then I'm like, okay. So then I run, and this other white person, the trailer, and then they're like, okay, oh, I'm gonna take the house. Okay, moving with the voodoo bitch. Again, it's like every time I make a move and I do anything, here comes somebody white, a hater, on the fucking clear blue sky. And again, I'm just at a point where I feel like I just feel overwhelmed to deal with people at this point because I just feel like, how are you about to play with me? Like, how are you going to try to play me? How are you going to try to, like, just. And I just feel so motherfucking just don't feel like I trust anything. I just feel like it's deeper than that. I feel like, unfortunately, like we're all living in a colonized time period. And so many of us don't realize, like, we can really sit with the shame of just not knowing. And I'm just so tired of dealing, I feel like I steady am dealing with people who just don't realize they can just say what they think, what they feel. They don't have to perform. There's no need. Like, if you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck. Like, I just like this Gemini new moon really got me just seeing shit differently. Like, I'm just like, life is energy. Like, where are you putting your energy? And maybe some people aren't thinking that critically about it, but it's like, I don't know. It just feels weird to be alive right now because I've never felt more like just this energy. Like, I can just feel so heavily that there's so many people that don't want to fucking be here, bitch. And I get it. I get it. And I don't think you're wrong at all. It's fucking crazy to be alive. Throughout all of this shit, it is terrifying. And again, the lack of support that we all have, it's terrifying. But I feel like I wanted to, like I said, I was bored and I just wanted to talk some shit and I just wanted to be perceived because, again, I think that there are so many times where, especially if you create content online, like, you feel like you gotta be entertaining. And, like, I just feel like it would be so insane if I came here and was like, I'm having a great day. Like, bitch, am I? Are you? Fuck no. I don't care what happened. I don't care what happened to you today. It wasn't a great day, was it? Because, again, who knows what the future is going to be? And again, whoever really knew? But there's so many things happening to make people really question. And again, the amount of people leaving America, the amount of people that know they can't leave, but they want to, just that feeling of wanting to leave and just that reality that maybe, like, just sitting with the reality that, like, there are people, like, running to the border. There are people trying to get asylum. There are people trying to get asylum from America. Man. And it makes you really wonder, like, where's everyone about to go? And then also, I saw recently people talking about Japan becoming more conservative. I'm just terrified, honestly, because it's the ways that, like, there's this expectation that, like, we're all gonna get through this, and I just have to sit with the reality that, like, there are gonna be a lot of people who don't get through this. Like, and I really hope people know you're not fucked up for, like, not wanting to be living in this time period. Like, I absolutely understand why some people would choose to just dip on out. I know me personally. I'm grateful for my drugs because they definitely got me thinking that maybe tomorrow could be better. I'm appreciating that delusional thought that tomorrow could be better because of things that we do today. That's what's keeping me alive, honestly. Is like if we do something today to impact tomorrow, it could really mean something. Again, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not your tomorrow, maybe someone else's tomorrow. Like that's really where I'm at. Like who knows? Who knows what anything that we do today is gonna mean for someone else? But we should be investing in like what we think should be living because I really think about that too, about the ways that so many things are gone. There's so many things that I thought would always live online that are gone. Like I said, I just wanted to come here and talk shit. I appreciate folks for listening to me in any capacity. I'm gonna also randomly screen videos or pictures rather because I can and no one can take me to jail. So again, just thank you for listening to me. Thank you for holding space. I just again like I feel like living through white supremacy, like you're not like I don't think anyone is well. I don't think anyone's been well for a time. This oh my god, damn, zoom out, daddy. Damn, okay, literally me. It just felt right. It just felt so right. Also, this is my birth chart for anyone that gives a fuck. Look at that Capricorn stelly. Look at that Cancer stelly, bitch. Honestly, them shits is keeping me alive, ho. Shout out to the Cancer stelly. Shout out to the Cancer stelly. I found this again. It just warmed my heart, honestly. Ooh, this pic. Mmm. Ooh, bitch. Look, I told these hoes. I said it's complicated. Please. I was like, if I removed you, don't make me block you, bitch. Like, don't make me have to block you. Cause low key, this white lady trying to tell me that sharing a flyer is complicated. I was like, girl, get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry, but anybody white perceiving me, acting like they can't support me in the ways that I'm designed, please get the fuck away from me. Please. I'm begging. I'm begging so hard because let a dog be sick, let a cat be sick. I swear, y'all really act a fool for that animal. Let a bitch like in your same fucking species, bitch, like really tell you what's going on. Y'all really act like bitches is lying. And again, going back to my original point, we're all in the same class. Everybody gotta work to motherfucking eat, but motherfuckers will really act like you saying that you need support is you being shady. It's like, girl, I could never take a Billy from you. I could never take a Millie from you. Like those things could never happen. But again, let you speak. Let you speak. Also, this is me. This is who I want to be. I really wish I was a big ass bear enjoying life and not having to go through anything. But here we are, bitch. Ooh, this is important to share. Look at this. Look at this. This is another reason why I work with plant medicine because some folks don't realize this, but the plants are trying to help us. They're trying their fucking best. They're doing their fucking best. For real. Please know that. Like the fungus among us is trying its fucking hardest. But the way we are out here with these motherfucking radioactive shits, babe, terrifying. Terrifying. But I love to see what's all going on. Damn, I don't think I have anything else new to share with y'all. I think I shared with y'all all the shit that I thought was cool last time. Dang. Sadness. But that's okay. Um I'm crying. I just feel like at the end of the fucking day, when it comes down to it, I think that us having the ability to talk to each other and us having the ability to impact each other matters, at least to me. But I'm also aware that there are a lot of people who don't know what it's like to trust that people will care if they're going through something. And so again, it's like, how do you build that? Like, how do you really build that trust? And again, how can you build something that people don't think is real? Like, how can you show up for someone who doesn't think that you're going to show up? And again, I'm trying to hold that for myself. Like, there's so many moments where I'm like, damn, you know, like, how do I? And again, it's the ways that right now it really feels like people are in such a narrow mindset. All they can think about is themselves, which I don't think is bad. I think that it's, again, survival mode more than being in a narrow mindset. But again, that survival mode that leads you to think that you have to figure it out on your own is really part of the disconnection that is going to hurt us the most. But again, it's the way that I know a lot of people don't know how to ask for help. And so it's very much a cycle of people not knowing how to ask, feeling ashamed to ask, and people not preemptively showing up, which really hurts. Because again, it's the ways that I was following and being followed by so many white people who were so invested in my love story, me and this white man trapped in a van because of his white mom. And it's just so awkward that, like, certain stories compel people to give a fuck about what's happening. It's just like, damn, I feel like what hurts me is like, I feel like when I was in that van, yes, it was definitely an emergency for sure. And as things started to like go better for me, seemingly, I noticed people just being like, all right, she's good. And it's like, how am I good? But again, it's the ways that, like, when you're not white, people are like, this is good enough for you. Like, that's one thing I had to fucking figure out, unfortunately, that there are so many white people that are like, wait, like, you should suffer a little more. Like, it's awkward. It's awkward to notice it. Like, even when I first came on here, like, there's so many people that love to see me like sad and out of sorts. It's sad to say it. But there's so many people that literally only watch because they're like, we hope something bad happens to this person. And it's like, girl. It's sad. It really is, because it's like, damn. Like, imagine a fucking orphan, stray, human ass, random bitch on the internet getting you so caught up. Like, I don't even matter this much to my own mama. That's the part that always tickles me, is people that care more about me and what's going on with me. I'm just like, wow. Goodness. Again, it brings me joy to know people lurk on me. It really do. Cause I know I'm really cool. Like, that's the thing. Like, I know I'm cool as fuck, but more importantly, I know that all people have something cool about them, have something to share with us, even if it's just their energy. Not even anything to fucking really to be consumed. Just their presence. And again, motherfuckers hate that shit. Like, motherfuckers hate that shit. Mm-mm-mm. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. It makes me so sad to just notice, like, people really just, they really want, they love to see me fucking hurt and down bad. And it's like, babe, let me smile. Let me smile. Because we want to break it. And it's like, for what? It's the way motherfuckers trying to get my food stamps taken away. Like, dead ass. Like, it's the way these motherfuckers really trying to get Dame Mama not to give me no food stamps. Like, to that point. I'm saying, like, how could you be mad at a bitch getting a stamp? Like, that's how hated I am, bitch. Bitches are mad that I was getting a stamp. That's the shit that be having me tickled. Like, that's why I can't take it too seriously. Like, you're sick over a bitch getting a stamp. I'll be happy for any bitch getting anything. Thank you, bitch. That's how I feel. Again, I know that I'm worthy. I know that I have something to offer. But again, it's the ways that, like, people will really act like all you deserve is, like, oh, I'm so sorry this is happening like that. It's so annoying because I think that the other part of this is that there's so many white people who really operate like that's all that's needed. And it's like, no, 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 no. Like if you hear somebody white has caused harm, it's on you to show up. Like it'd be blowing me how white people don't realize that. Like every time you hear, especially like in your friend group locally, like white people acting a fool, like you're supposed to jump up. Nobody black is supposed to be fighting this. Like it really isn't on anybody black to fight. And again, it's the ways that like there are people that will really make it be known that like this is the performance of whiteness, is feigning like you care, is buying the right books and using the right words. But it's like, where's the practice of showing up? Where's the practice of intervention? Where's the practice of protection? And again, so many white people just just saying whatever to get through the conversation. Cause again, how much intimacy can really be built between us? They don't want that intimacy. I think that's the part for me that really kills me. Is like it doesn't matter how close I might think that I'm getting to a white person. At some point, it just becomes obvious, like that they're not at that point where they understand that like they're supposed to do something. And again, it's the ways that I had a white person tell me like I don't know what to do, and it's awkward because it's like, damn, like I feel like I've been trying to tell you what to do, and I feel like you're listening, but at the same time. I think that's the thing too, is like having to instruct white people on how to operate. Like it's person to person. Like everybody not gonna need or require the same thing. But again, even that, it's like I'm trying to take it seriously. I'm trying not to be offended. I'm trying not to be angry. But I'm still angry. And again, it's the ways that I just realized like a while ago, like talking about white people candidly, the white people don't like that. Mm-mm. Nope, they want my token ass to shut the fuck up for sure. Like it's sad, but it's true. Like white people really don't like it when I talk about them. And I remember this white person telling me that I hate white people, and it was funny as hell because it's like if I hated y'all, I have the craziest way of showing it. Like, but it's at this point that it's just like it's so palpable. Like it's the way that as a lighter skinned person, people really think like, or people have treated me kind of oh, oh, you have a white partner. Oh, like you be around white people. Like again, it's the way that I didn't really think about it, but it's like I was never hanging out with white people on some like, oh, white people are better. It was more often, and this is just my reality, that like I felt a lot of times that like being around white people, the performance that they required of me was not one that felt like, and see, I feel like I don't even think of it like that clearly. I feel like this is a retrospective on like just assuming that like being around these white people, I would not have to perform in a way that, again, people may be assuming I am. And again, it's the ways that like growing up, like people calling me Oreo, people making fun of me for liking certain music. And again, like growing up, I'm sure that happens to all types of people where you listen to a certain song or a certain artist and people start thinking that you love white people a lot. It's awkward, but it happens to people of color who, again, enjoy music. It's unfortunate, but there are so many black musicians that I follow that are in all different types of genres that literally name that people are wanting them to do this or that because this genre is more geared towards people of color. Meanwhile, this person loves music in general, but it's the ways that when you're not white, people really think they know how you're supposed to be and what you're gonna do and like what you're gonna become. And again, the ways that like I don't know. Like I think again, like I think about the ways that like when you're raised as a non-white person, there's so many rules that you find out from making mistakes. Like there's so many things that you find out is not a good thing to say or not a good thing to do. Like again, it's the ways that like you step out of line and then someone tells you like you're out of line. And so again, it's the ways that like There's not a lot of conversation around. I'll just say from my own experience that I felt like nobody white is gonna say I'm listening to white people music. Like that's the other layer to this because they're not racialized. They are now. At this point in career, white people are definitely being racialized. Like they're aware of being white. Like there's no way for them to disconnect from that in a meaningful way, which is again why we are going through what we're going through, because them having to sit with race, again, people having to sit with being privileged, being colonizers, like that shit is rough. But again, it's not the most important thing. But again, it's violent, like for everybody else to be witnessing, because again, people are thinking white people are psychotic. People think that white people are a different type of race, and it's like, no, white people are just mixed people who keep fucking the same mixed people. It's the ways that like a lot of people in certain communities like are fucking the same looking people to create a certain outcome of look, and it's awkward because again, it's the ways that I'm realizing in real time that this is the big thing. This is what race really is. It's telling people who they are and then expecting them to carry that out. And again, if you think about it, whiteness wanted to couch blackness in a look. And then as it didn't stand 10 toes on supremacy, obviously. Like it's the ways that whiteness was like, oh, we're white. Like whiteness created itself after seeing black people, after seeing indigenous people. They're like, we're white, we're superior. Again, in that advent, in that invention, they literally made it so that they are the most dehumanized, because it's like, what is white? They could never tell you. They don't even know. And again, it's the ways that there are so many people of color who have like rallied around their race. And again, it's a made up system to enforce hierarchy, to enforce superiority, to enforce that certain people are automatically labor. And again, the ways that like people use that as a way to say we're this. Like I think about people in the Latinidad and the ways that the conquistadors really did their thing. Because them folk all feel like they're the same people and they're not. Again, it's the ways that that's the intention for blackness in America. I want people to consider that the desire is to get a bunch of different colored people all the way down to the white passings to say they're all black again. And then notice the ways that like in the Latinidad, like who do we see? Like when people want to show us a Latino, who do they show us? Like that's what I want people to consider. When they want to say, oh, this person's Latino, what are they saying? When they want to say this person's a black person, who are they showing us? Again, I want people to just consider like this is a long unfolding moment that is again one that is happening so clearly. But it's the ways that us mixed people distort the conversation. And before I get the fuck out of here, I just want to say, for anybody that's been following like the ADOS FBA movement, I'm really hoping that people look into the anti-HR lady, because she's been really detailing the ways that black nativism is harming the black community and other black folk. But also, I want people to consider that there are a lot of mixed people right now who are joining in on the xenophobia against African folk. And I'm aware that there are a lot of people who are immigrants, not just black immigrants, many non-American people in America who are anti-black. That is real. It's fucked up. I'm hoping that we can uplift that as a reality instead of operating like that's not what's happening. I feel like, unfortunately, though, there are so many things that are true at the same time. Like something that's true at the same time as anti-black immigrants is the very real reality that a lot of mixed people are going through an identity crisis where we don't want to name ourselves as mixed people. And again, it's the ways that there are people that all of a sudden they've been saying that they're mixed. All of a sudden now they're saying they're black. This is a part of Major La Raza. This is a part of the whitening of the black race. This is a part of couching blackness in many different looks just like the term Latino, just like the term Asian. Think about it. When you hear Asian, if you're educated, you know that there's not one look. You know that Asian can be many looks. That is what's happening when it comes to the term black. There is a desire to put many white passing exoticals, mixed people, and then some deep dark skinned black men, and making the case that that is the true black community, coupling with the ways black women are being pushed out of the workforce, to where I just want people to consider that this is not fucking out of nowhere. There is a huge erasure that's been unfolding. And so I say all of this to say it makes sense why people are depressed, why they're not really trying to be on the internet, why they're not really trying to talk to people, why they're really feeling drained, why they're really feeling like fuck everything, why they're really feeling like fuck being in America. I get it. I get it. I get it. There are so many people who have left America that reach out to me and tell me about, ask me how it's going, and it's just awkward because it's like, what do you even say? Like, there's people outside of America that really want to know what's happening. It's like, really? I can't imagine there's a media blackout, but I will say this: if you don't follow certain people in America, I just feel like it's easy for you to think a lot of things. But me personally, I feel like at this point in America, it just feels like it's obvious that we're all supposed to be performing like this isn't the worst thing that's happened. There's worse things. I keep seeing people saying like, "Oh, if you were broke in 2016, like you're gonna be okay," and it's like this is not like 2016. We're not in anything that was like anything again. I really wish people would understand that like we're in a time where people are not doing the best mentally, and the rent was due last month. I see so many people just, it's just so clear like mentally, like there's such a, and it's no one's personal fault. Like I really hope people know like you're not unwell mentally because you want to be. Nobody's choosing to be unwell. Nobody's choosing to be not feeling good. It could feel like it though. It could really fucking feel like it. I really hope y'all are being nice to yourselves. Like my friend literally was like, "Tell me not to get sushi." I was like, "Bitch, you could literally die. You could literally die today. Like, why would you not get sushi today? Like, you could die in your sleep. At least go out eating some good fish. Like, this bitch is in the Gulf." If she was somewhere else, I wouldn't tell her to get the fish. But I'm like, baby, you're by the fucking ocean. Get you some shrimps while you still fucking can. Like, that's. I'm like, bitch, the fact that you trust anybody's fish right now, like, please go get it. Because I know I don't trust shit anymore, bitch. I got some coconut shrimp and I wanted to fucking fight. They really just gave me breading and tail, bitch, and I'm still sick about it. Like, I literally was so angry. Well, yeah, I got a lot of rage, bitch. I gotta go break some plates or some shit. I'm about to go to a rage room. I'm gonna find me one. Cause I got a lot of anger and rage inside of me, like so much. And it's like again, it's the ways that I really just been trying to take care of myself. But old anger is resurfacing, like just remembering some of the fucking disrespect and remembering again moments where I couldn't do shit. Excuse me. Kaya, I pray. I pray. I pray take care of yourself. But yeah, no, I'm real right now. And I'm really trying to like not be too hard on myself because it makes sense why. Like, I just feel like, again, the more you feel comfortable with relationships in real life, the more, like, again, you have accommodations, the more you can make mistakes and it not be the end of the world, the more you can really stretch. And I hate feeling like the conflict I'm having with people is just again the oppression that they're already going through. Like I feel like that's the thing that hurts is like I'm having issues with people and it's like we're not even really fighting. Like they're broke and I'm broke, and we literally I don't even know what's happening at this point. You know what I mean? It's like we're both overwhelmed, but somebody got to be wrong. Somebody got to, we got to discard each other. And again, it's the ways that I literally just told everybody that was ignoring me, like, just take me off your plate. Like, don't worry about it. And again, for that to hurt somebody that I feel ignored, like, that really had me sitting with the reality that, like, damn, you cannot tell everybody how you feel. Like, you got to really process that with your journal because it's the way that I really wish I would have just wrote about feeling discarded, feeling, you know what I mean? And just stayed curious. But again, it's the ways that like you could really feel depressed, neglected, discarded, all types of feelings, and really talk to the wrong person. And I'm not saying that they're a bad person. I'm just saying they did not have the capacity to hold me, and that's not a fucking crime. But again, it's the ways that do we ever get times to process the ways that that person just didn't have it, and that's actually okay. Not really. I'm just grateful I'm not sitting over here feeling mad about that shit. Like I really was feeling a little bit of a way, but then I just had to hold the reality that like everybody's fucking overwhelmed and like if you're really feeling like again, I just have to hold that not everyone's gonna be able to hold big feelings, vulnerability, and like again, when someone does, it feels so good. And I just have to remember, like, I'm not owed any of that, you know? Like, we're not owed vulnerability. Like, some people will never even fucking give us a hello. And some people will really, like, hold our hand and walk through the fucking depths of their emotional fucking life and really offer us a platter of all different types of emotional fucking range. Like, some people will really go crazy with a buffet of, like, all types of things. And that's really, again, not owed to us. But sometimes it could just feel so isolating when, or not isolating, but it just feels so distressing when someone just can't go there with you or they don't want to. And so I'm just trying to sit with that reality that I feel like it wasn't really a no. It was more that like I just was feeling and then they were feeling and we both were feeling. And again, I'm just grateful that I don't have to feel like, damn, like I was played with. Like, I don't feel like that at all. And I'm grateful because, again, my ass could really feel played with. And really, it was miscommunication. Like, I'm really just trying to sit with the reality that there's many, 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 many truths. But this Gemini moon got my fucking brain. Mm-mm-mm. My Mercury's in Capricorn, bitch. So I feel extra crazy. Get cozy with Kaya, bitch. Bitch. Bitch, like I want to punch. Like I literally was giving Dane a hug and I was like, I want to beat people up. He was just giving me a good ass hug and I was like, I want to fight so bad. And he was just like, I hear ya. But I think I gotta do some yoga or something or some one-sided Tai Chi. I gotta do one-sided karate or something. Like I literally like it like I just feel like a gif of a dog like just attacking like with his teeth out. Like when the dog be really mad and the teeth be out? That's how I feel. Real talk. Yeah. Again, I'm gonna look into a rage room. If I can find one, I'm gonna take y'all with me because again, I just want y'all to see, bitch. I'm trying to get fucking help, but yeah, I'm not good. And I feel like again, not feeling good. I feel like a lot of people can relate, but I feel like again, going through it, having to hold the reality of that, it's a lot. Cause I be really wanting to act like everything's fine. I really be wanting to move the fuck on. And I don't realize like I'm denying myself the reality of the situation. I'm not processing it out. I'm just smoking it away and it's gonna come back. So I gotta really start sitting with my pain and my anger and really getting it out my body when I feel it. And like I said, it's all in my chest. I feel so shaky right now. And I feel so loud. I feel like even my texts are loud. Like I feel just so but I'm trying to just give myself affirmations, that like I'm being direct, I may have overcorrected my behavior and I may be feeling just a little bit, under supported in certain conversations, but it might just mean that There's other conversations to have. Maybe it's time to really sit with really, where I'm feeling that emotion. Like I'm trying my best to really care for myself, but again, it's the ways that I really feel grr. And then again, I was talking to another femme person and we was talking about our relationships and it's the way that like man, there's so many femmes talking about how much their lives with men are unfulfilling. And again, it's the ways that like so many men have been coasting off of just being there. And again, it just feels like there's another standard being uplifted. Like so many people being like, it's embarrassing to have a boyfriend. And I find it funny because again, there's a part of me that's happy. Like there's a big part of me that's happy that there are younger femmes that are like, yeah, I'm not gonna tolerate this man. But there's also a part of me that knows that there are a lot of femmes that a lot of like there are a lot of femmes that want a boyfriend, and I hate to say this, but I'm speaking from my own experience. Some femmes really want a boyfriend so they can show, just like some men really want a girlfriend, so they can show other people like I'm desirable. And I feel like that was me as a fat bitch. Like I feel like I really wanted people to know, like, bitch, I'm lovable. And again, the ways that like you'll really entertain all types of people in your life because you want to show people like I'm being loved, I'm being cared for. And again, the ways that some femmes won't leave certain relationships because they're like, I don't want people to know I'm lonely. And again, I look at some of my old tweets like when I was single and like just the ways I would talk about being single or meeting men and shit like that. And it was just funny because it's like I feel like I'm the most like I don't want to say most stable. I think that we're very mature. Like we literally had a conversation where me and Dane are talking about our will and like our last dying wishes and shit. And I was dying laughing because he's fucking 33, bitch. I'm 35, about to be 36, like at the end of the month. And he's like, damn, we're at that age where we should be talking about our wills and shit. I'm just dying laughing. I'm just like, I guess so, bitch. Like, but again, it's just funny to me because I told him, I was like, I want a sky burial. I was like, if it's possible, I want you to put my fat ass on top of a mountain and I want all types of cool shit to eat me. I was like, I'm cool with like being rolled into the swamp and or ocean. Like that sounds cool, like a shark eating me or a whale. And he told me that he wants to be buried, but like his ancestors, and he's Lakota, that's his tribe. And so I started looking into it, and the way that indigenous people bury people was like so beautiful. Like I actually saw like this woman and her baby were buried, and like they buried the baby on a swan's wing. And I was like, there was just something so beautiful about that. Like I'm like, can you imagine like you and your baby didn't make it very long and they literally put your baby on the wing of a swan. Like there's something about that. That's just. Meanwhile, the colonizer wants you to be in a box. I'm sorry, like there's just something about that, and I feel like even the idea of embalming a body, like y'all ever really think about that? Like the coffins and the graves, like you ever think about how the colonizer really wanted to like box people up and make a business out of death? That shit really blows me because I'm just like, bitch, imagine all like, because again, it's the way that people, their meat gets ate up, but their bones stay intact. I don't think there's anything wrong with a human like dying and being left to decay in the nature which we came from. But again, it's the ways that so many people want to be put in a box. I would hate that. I would haunt whoever the fuck did that to me. I don't want that. I'm hoping for the most natural death ever. I pray I'm already outside. I pray I'm by the water's edge. I pray I'm near a waterfall so I could just wash away. Real talk. Like I want the most least complicated death, the most easiest death. I don't know if sky burials are legal, but I'm pretty sure that it's not just Vikings. Like I'm sure many people did it. Like I'm sure many people did it. I think sometimes it might have been like a punishment where they just tied your ass up there, and that's just where the fuck you were. But I think about the ways that like we're supposed to operate, like you know. Besides, but the only reason why I started thinking deeply about this, like burying people shit, I fucked around and watched Imitation of Life. For people who've never seen it, it's basically a movie that's been made twice. The original one from the 1930s, their costumes were more beautiful. Like, good God. The costumes in the 1930s one was really nice, but the one that's the most popular is the one that was made in the 1950s. And it's basically about a black woman who has a white passing child who's very much not interested in being known as black. And it's very clear that her mother wanted her to know that she has black ancestry and she is a black person. But the girl does not want to be seen as black. And so she spends most of the movie running away from her mom. Most of the movie is her actually being in places with white people and wanting to be in those places, and her mother trying to get her to be a part of the black community. And she just kept telling her mom it's not going to work. And I'm not going to spoil it for you. If you end up watching it, cool. But that final scene always fucks me up because it's the ways that, like, I think about my own mom, and I think about the ways that I don't know if she ever pretended to be Caucasian. I'm sure, or maybe not pretend to be Caucasian, but I don't know if she ever pretended to be anything. I don't know if she ever did any of that, but it's the ways that she doesn't have to. It's the ways that people project on her that she's all these different things. So she doesn't really have to do much for people to think whatever the fuck they want to think. But again, it's the ways that I wonder how many times people have said something about black folk. Like that's really what I wonder about. Like moments where people have been, because my mom says shit like, "Oh, I'd be incognito. I'd be a secret agent." And it's like, are you a secret agent? Like, if you don't say anything, if you don't push back, like, if you hear people being anti-black and you just absorb it, like, what is the point of you being there? If you're not going to do anything, like, how could you even, like, recall that moment and, like, notice you didn't do shit but protect your whiteness in the moment? Like, that's what it's about. It's about keeping your whiteness intact. And again, it's the way that she spent so much time being around black folk. I don't think she realized, like, and again, it's the way that there are so many black folk that probably never felt safe to tell her, like, Tammy, you're white, you know? Like, again, it's the way so many people have told me your mom is black because of how she talks. And it's like, okay. And it just makes me think about the ways that, like, how people communicate really does tell you a lot, but does it? Like, does it really? Like, especially now, with how many people like appropriating AAVE, it's like you could hear a lot of things, but that person could still be Caucasian. Again, race is fucking crazy. And I'm just grateful that I get to talk about it so openly without like anything too bad happening to me. But again, it's the ways that I really hate that we're supposed to be alive on Earth. The first time, everyone that's here, first time here, but we're supposed to know shit. It's so fucking demonic. Like when you really think about it, like there's no guidelines, there's no legend, there's no way to know anything until you experience it. This shit is exhausting. But I feel like for the next however long I'm here, I'm going to focus on amazing things that are happening that I just want to, again, just want to remember because I know I came here and I start fucking just spiraling out. Yeah, bitch, that's normal. The fuck? They're making us pay for our own cages. They're making us pay for our own cages. They're making us pay for our own Wi-Fi. Bitch, there's Wi-Fi for free in Canada. Even a crackhead outside can have free internet in Canada. I'm not trying to hype up Canada. I'm just saying, like, at some point, like, they realize it's crazy that anyone should have to pay for a service that literally connects you to everybody else in real time. Like I hate living on this planet where like we're all supposed to be learning different shit when really we're all the same fucking species and it's mad shit that we should all know. That's what hurts me the most. It's like you know how do you know how fucking insane it is to for the last 5 years be learning about medication that can help people with cancer and noticing every other country embracing it as actual fucking medication. Every plant that I've been growing for the last 5 years in connection with my collective are all seen internationally as elite top medical care for people who do not want to go the fucking traditional modernized way for medical treatment. And America is literally deciding this is really bad drugs. Keep in mind, it's medicine that the indigenous folk knew about and shared with the colonizer, had their homes and villages burned because, again, once you take this medication, once you take mushrooms, colonization doesn't make sense anymore. It can't. Like you literally it deletes it. It deletes the idea that anyone is truly above you, bitch. And again, that's what makes it so dangerous. That's why the penalty for even having it is life in prison cuz they don't want you to ever get out again. Cuz if you get out again, you might help people delete white supremacy from their fucking mindset. Like bitch, I'm telling you, there's a reason why the fungus can like, oh my god, they're literally making diapers out of fucking mushrooms. The research on mushrooms is so late because the colonizer hates them. Wait, hold on. The colonizer loves a portabella. Let me not. Let me not. They love a portabella, don't they? They love a cremini, don't they? But bitch, the way that fucking plant medicine is so helpful, like, babe, and again, the way that so many white people are taking credit for things that I know they didn't create. Like I'm supposed to believe an old white man was the first person that cooked down weed and olive oil. Like I'm supposed to really believe that. I'm supposed to believe marijuana, a white man in Canada discovered cooking it down into making it topical. I know that's not true. But again, the ways that if you're white and you have access, people are gonna say you're a pioneer. It's wild. It's like, bitch. Like I've never seen people mix mushrooms and weed together like formally in a treatment. I did it. I did it. I literally mixed mushrooms and weed together and I literally helped somebody prolong their life who is literally told they had 6 months to live. Again, it's frustrating to be here and to know that I'm literally creating so much, but I also have to hold that there's probably a reason why. Like there's probably a reason why all of this is happening how it is. And there's again, then I have that moment where I'm just like, maybe I'm really being protected. Like maybe I shouldn't even be mad that like people are disappearing. Maybe I shouldn't be mad that people are turning their back on me. Maybe that's what I need. Like maybe I need people to get away from me. Maybe that's what I needed. Like maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. But at the same time, it's like, who knows? I don't know. I'm overwhelmed. I'm very overwhelmed because again, it's the ways that like I'm poor as fuck. Like I literally have historically had nothing, but I've always been rich. And it's the ways that I didn't realize that like the amount of wealth that I carry is from fucking reading. It's from gathering information. It's the way my mind literally remembers so many fucking things. And again, it's the ways that depending on like who's around you, you will feel like a fucking alien in this motherfucker. You will feel crazy. But it's like, are you really crazy? Or like, are you a secret ingredient somewhere? You just don't know where the fuck yet. And so that's where I'm at. Like, yes, I'm fucking angry. Yes, I'm fucking frustrated. Yes, I feel like a lot of this shit that is happening is fucking demonic. Yes, I want to watch music videos with y'all so fucking bad. Like, honestly, like, I miss, like, just the low stakes hanging out. I miss a lot of things that we used to do, but I also feel like I'm just trying to be mindful that this is the new earth, you know, and a lot of the things we used to do that made sense are not going to make sense. And that's okay. things that we've never done before we're gonna do, and it's gonna scare us, and we're gonna be uncomfortable, and somebody's gonna be mad, and that's gonna be valid, and someone's gonna scream or sing. And I just want to remember, like, this is all valid. Like, I just have to remind myself, like, the colonizer, like, wants us to operate like, hi, Bob, welcome to blah, blah. Like, I saw somebody recently say, like, oh, if you create content, like, your content is a channel, is like a TV channel, and like, the app is like our, they're like, the app is our network. And it's awkward because it's just like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sure somebody feels like that. But I really want to like do something so different. Like, I really feel like what I want my content to be is like you come on to the live and like we're outside and like there's people walking by and like you're maybe like stuck in your fucking office, but who cares? Like, we're at the park. And so that's my thought process, is like, what does it look like to still be outside and like not be alone? Like, I think about that too. Like, how the internet really is allowing us to like be together without having to like risk our health. And again, the ways that that's scary as fuck too, because again, like, I don't purport to know what it's like to start a club or a group. Like, I really don't know what the fuck that's like. I stay trying, but I think that I'm at a point where I know that when I come here, people show up. And so I feel like I'm gonna focus more on that than the Discord. Like, I feel like I want the Discord to be a thing, but I also have to hold that like motherfuckers is busy. And I have to also hold that like there are so many people that are working and they're really just looking for a podcast these days. Like, I know sometimes I listen in on fucking on Twitter, and that's been fun. But I think it's a lot harder to like actually get people together. Like, I don't shame anybody for not having it. I know me personally, yeah, no. And again, it's awkward because like it doesn't seem like this burnout is like burnout. It feels like this is just how we live now. And I think that's the other part of this that feels so crazy. Is like we're just now waiting for, I don't even know. I just feel like it there's just this energy, at least for me, where I feel like people are just waiting for something to happen. And I don't know. I feel like I'm just in this space of like, what can we do together? But I just find a lot of people just are not. They don't want to fucking think about that shit. It's like, I get it. I get it. I don't know. I just feel like every time I talk to somebody, they're wanting something so much more radical than what's happening. But it's like, what do we do to figure that out together? And nobody has the energy, the time, the money, and it's like, yeah, I get it. Look, I feel like that's the cool thing about it, is like I have so much time right now, and trying to sell my labor. I applied to work at the smoke shop, and I'm about to pop up on them like tomorrow, or maybe I'll pop up on them on Monday and just see if they, want to talk about it or whatever. I really hope I get it because it's near this grocery store that I love to steal from. Honestly, I pray I get it, bitch, because the stealing from there, they got some good eats. Yeah, bitch. And Kaya, reach out if you want to talk. Please reach out. Like, anybody that thinks they have cancer or they have cancer symptoms, please reach out. Like, I'm not trying to fucking be on some crazy shit. I'm just trying to give you some recipes and some information because there are plant medicines available. People have been cured of cancer. You said you got social media addiction. I feel you. 1D, you're sweet. I appreciate you. The healthcare situation is really demonic because again, like, I'm just sitting with the reality that Like, I'm literally trying to, like, become friends with a dentist so I could just start, paying directly. Like, I just feel like that's like, I just feel like, I don't know about y'all, but I've been on some village type shit recently. Like, every time somebody drops off my DoorDash and they actually talk to me through the app, like, I make a friend. Like, I have mad phone numbers of DoorDashers because I'm like, bitch, I be asking them, like, can I just give you some money sometimes to run me some shit? I got somebody in Detroit right now who will drive me a fucking Jamaican plate if I pay the right amount. So I'm gonna just let y'all know that right the fuck now. If you're still dealing with Uber Eats and you're still dealing with DoorDash, start making friends with the person that's fucking dropping off the food. Like, I be giving, like, bitch, I be asking them if they smoke. I'll leave them a pre roll in the mailbox because, bitch, that's our neighbors. Like, a lot of y'all, like, I get it, like, being antisocial, being introverted, but please no. Please know, like, the new world is already here. We really have to get comfortable talking to each other. I'm telling y'all, like I told y'all before, like the car was broke the fuck down. The only reason why the car is fixed is because there was somebody on a buy nothing group who is selling his expertise. He's teaching people how to buy their parts for their car so he can do the fucking labor for the money. That way, you get your car fixed by someone that gives a shit. Like, I ain't never had someone do car work. And again, I haven't really had a car, but I did have a car for a few months in New Orleans. And we definitely had to pay someone to help fix that bitch a few times. And it was never this thorough. Like, dude really looked out for us. And it's the way that he did not expect us to be as kind because some people are really shitty, which sucks. But it's the way that once we built a rapport, he kept it a buck. He's like, your tires are gonna be fucked in like 6 months. Like he literally was giving me so much. And I'm like, bro, like I tipped the shit out of him because I know I'm gonna need support in the future. And he made sure I knew I got 6 months on the tires. Is your mechanic doing that for you? Is your mechanic fixing something and then telling you you have this much time for this or that? Like he literally talked to me about something that I already knew needed to get fixed, but he's like, look, you got like 2 months to fix this. Like you got 2 months before this becomes a problem. And I'm like, when are they doing that? They're not. Like I said, buy nothing on Facebook. Look for the queerest area if you are queer. If you're not queer, I feel you. Look for the closest area near you. But there are people that are trying not to be down bad out here and they have skills. Like, it's really beautiful to notice, but at the same time, there's so many people that don't realize like that's been building for a while. There's so many of us that realize like we're not going to space. We're going to have to look out for each other. And so just like a few months ago, I asked if somebody had time to do laundry with me. I found several people that were like, sure, I will come and get you to go do laundry. Like that exists. But again, the ways that some people don't realize, like asking for help is not a signal of anything. In fact, you're really brave if you really believe and trust in your community to support you. But how many of us really trust and believe in anybody to do more than just fucking watch us go through something? And so I feel like that's why, again, I removed a bunch of people because it's like, I don't want people to just be watching me go through shit. If we're not going to communicate or have a connection, that's really okay. But I just would rather you come here, add to my views, add in some way that's going to benefit me. Don't just look at a bitch go through some shit and just because I can't handle it at this point. It just feels so bizarre to notice that like you only exist because you're benefiting others. That shit hurts. But again, I'm letting it go. I'm really trying to just mind my fucking business and focus on who gives a fuck about me and who doesn't make me feel like I'm just like out here. Because again, it's the ways that people used to talk to me so fucking much and again, they wanted something like that's the common denominator. Is like we're only talking because you need me. But I'm literally asking for someone to uplift my fucking flyer, and motherfuckers is really acting like I'm begging for fucking $1 million. And it's like, damn, I remember when people would just share your flyer just cause you're a person. Now motherfuckers trying to figure out all this side information when it's like you can't just screenshot it and share it. We okay. Again, we're just in a very different climate because back in the back, people would really not do too much. They would really just either share or go. And it's the ways that, again, it's the ways that like people who have been, again, connected to me for over a decade, very strange behavior. Strangers, very kind. It's been strange. It's been strange to see people just be strange to me, but I'm just trying to hold that, you know, being unliked or uncared about, like, it's not the worst thing that could happen, you know? There are other things we could be facing, and so I'm trying to remind myself that feeling discarded, feeling, left behind in ways by certain folk that I expected to at least be there for a hello. Again, I have to hold. Some people can't even get a hello. It's unfortunate, but at the same time, I'm just trying to hold that. Like I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm really sitting here like thinking about people like not being there for me. Like that's not really where I'm at. But again, it's like if I see certain behavior, it does make me think like, let me tighten up security. Because again, it's white people I ain't never seen before looking at my story when I posted that hospital video, and it's like, where the fuck did you come from, bitch? Just a bunch of random white bitches. And again, it's the ways that like some people don't realize, but there are many people that are doing magic on me that are really trying to get me to like die, kill myself. Like there are just so many layers of just hate and weirdness. Like bitches be monologuing, like bitches be sending me text messages like cackling to themselves. And it's like, okay, again, I don't share everything because I really don't want these bitches to think that they're phasing me, but they are so strange. So strange. And what did I do? Talk about my complicity in white supremacy. Like I hate to say this, but I've been talking to some of my friends and they're like, bitch, they're like the worst part about all of this is how many people do not believe that there are fellow mixed people who are being demonic. Like it's frustrating. Meanwhile, people that have experienced demonic light skinned people understand. Like it's been such a mind fuck to talk to my people and just notice how uncomfortable we are at acknowledging the ways we've caused harm and just the mental gymnastics of it all. And again, when I talk to deep dark skinned people, they're like, yeah, it's crazy out here. Bitches are sick. And I'm like, thank you. Thank you. Again, it's a mind fuck. It's a mind fuck for real. Cause I'm not even trying to sit up here and act like I'm different than them. I'm a demon too. But what I'm trying to offer is like I'm trying to talk about the demonic behavior with these hoes and like they want to fight and make it seem like I'm doing something to them. Like I've literally like bitch, somebody blocked me for wanting to talk to them about their mixed identity. And here's the thing. On her fucking page, it literally says black capital Native American, white, like she literally one of the mixed people that got her whole mixture like broken down in the fucking bio. We've been friends online literally for 17 years. I'm literally just reaching out to her, and actually she reached out to me. Then I reached back out to her, and we were talking. And I was like, I was gonna ask you about mutual aid, but I was like, I did want to ask you about being a mixed person, and she literally blocked me. And I was like, whoa, like that's crazy. And again, it's the ways that she made sure people knew that she had black ancestry first, but then put like Native Hawaiian, white, Creole, like put a bunch of shit. And I was like, girl, why are you motherfucking? I was like, why are you blocking me off me asking you about something you have in your bio? Like you're in your bio letting us know that you're a mixed person. But again, it's the ways that I have to hold that like talking about being mixed too much. People will be like, why are you talking about being mixed? And then also it's like it feels like in ways like people think that like I'm trying to like distance myself from blackness when really I feel like all my actions are not showing that. I feel like my actions are showing that like I'm really trying to put myself in complicity with white supremacy so that people can see that like I'm uplifting things that are important, but I'm also uplifting things that share the complicity between mixed people and anti-blackness. And again, it's the ways that I have never had people treat me more poorly. Like I've never been treated more poorly in my life, bitch. Like it's really sick. And again, I'm not trying to make it about me. I'm just saying like it's the ways that I really sit with the ways that like people really like, again, I'll see people try to like make it seem like someone deep dark skin is being crazy when they're talking about colorism. Like I'll see people try, but like it's the ways that like when you're the person talking about the oppression, it's just like I've never felt more hated on the internet than now. Like I've never felt more like I should shut the fuck up than now. And it's awkward because I feel like what I'm sharing is the most important thing I've ever shared. Like all of this information about like how white supremacy has really caused so much confusion in so many communities and made people assume that the whitening of their race is like the most best people. And again, the ways that so many of us know that's not true, but how so many people would rather us shut the fuck up and like keep on operating like it is. And again, the ways that like I just remember like holding like how do I say this? I remember dating this person and like them telling me like in the midst of us like watching something about colorism, like them just randomly opening up about how like their grandmother would like hold their hand and stroke it and say things that were really colorist, like about their grandchild being light skinned. And the ways that like in real time, like they're sitting there like, damn, like whoa, like I was being uplifted in a particular way, like not realizing pre that moment that like that was a moment of like that picture that they show of like the deep dark skinned grandmother that's like so happy that like their child's child is lighter than their child, lighter than them. And again, the ways that that person is harmed by white supremacy, but the ways that again so many people will want to like punish the deep dark skinned person for being harmed. And again, the ways that that does not make any fucking sense. But again, the ways that a lot of times, like people's response is like, let's punish the person instead of holding like they're already being fucking punished. So why would that be the thing to do? Again, like even going to that place where you're like, oh, we gotta like, it's like sometimes I really worry that people don't hear that harm is already unfolding. That's why harm is coming out of their mouth. And again, we live in a time where people are like, oh, you hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you worse. And so again, what the fuck? Like what like you could be one wrong move away from fucking death, bitch. Like again, like it's wild to think about, but some altercations that are verbal turn into physical so quickly and beyond. And again, there's no guide, there's no legend. It's our first time here. Nobody knows the rules. They're all being made up. And we're supposed to be well, bitch. Mm-mm-mm. I really hope, like, honestly, if y'all want to pick an animal y'all want to come back as, between me and you, I want to come back as a crab, but like one of them big ones that's low key scary, so people don't touch me. That's what I really want. I want to come back as one of them big scary ass crabs, or actually a man o' war. Yes, a man o' war fucking jellyfish. Absolutely. Hmm. I feel like Beyonce. I want to be a whale. What you say? You said you don't want to add more. You said you thought cancer was something that had to be killed. It can't just be healed. See, that's the thing about cancer. Cancer is a cell that keeps on repeating, and it's not just a as simple as something. It's kind of like when you have a cold, it's kind of localized. Like when you have a chest cold, you can kind of like your lungs are going to sound a certain way, your nose, your head, like there's symptoms, right? With cancer, many people are asymptomatic, right? So it tells you right then and there that there's ways for cancer to be inside of your body, but it's not affecting you just yet. And so I want people to consider that like there are people that have cancer and like they're able to kind of mitigate the effects of it because again, wherever the cancer is, it's maybe benign, maybe something that could be dormant. It could be something that they're able to cut. Like I know that I watched something recently where a man had a piece of cancer on his hand and they cut it in half. And once they cut it, it's literally spread up the arm and into the lungs. And so this person had to, take chemo for a while. And again, it's the ways that when people are, doing the radiation, the way that they have to be in isolation, like there's so many layers to trying to get rid of cancer. And so the person that I'm thinking of when I'm talking about like healing cancer, I'm talking about someone who had skin cancer who was using plant medicine topically, like meaning on the body directly on the cancer, but also internally. And so what that does is that triggers hunger, which when people are on cancer, which I believe he was on chemo, but I feel like the chemo wasn't enough. Like he was not like he was doing chemo, nothing was happening. He started taking RSO in tandem with the chemo and things started happening. However, after him, many people who could not afford chemo started just eating the RSO whole, like a gram a day, which is wild. It's a lot. That's 1,000 milligrams, which if you want to think about it, that's like four, bitch, that's five of these, 5 bags of fucking gummies to the head, which again could really fuck you up. But I also think about how when we're talking about cancer, we're not talking about one type of experience. Like again, some people have cancer on their skin. You can see it, you can interact with it, you can put things on top of it. But notice when they cut that cancer spot in half, the way it spread, the way that it was seemingly not spreading for a while, but human intervention, especially like human intervention, that motherfucking, like, I don't know why you wouldn't cut the whole thing off. Like, it's weird to me that they only cut one piece of it or cut it in half and then let it spread. That's strange as shit to me. However, it just shows you like how slow the medical industry is with medicine. Not saying that like if you were to use plant medicine, you would get instant results. That's insane. But it's the ways that like it's at least in your hands. You could at least like take it and put it on your body. But again, it's the ways that like I'm sure there are indigenous people who have mixed weed and mushrooms together and have made some really cool medicine. I'm just trying to offer that. I ain't read about it yet. Like I haven't read about any of the medicine I've made in the last like 5 years. Haven't read about it. And I'm grateful because again, it's the ways that I'm hoping that other people make their own. I don't want any credit. I just want to fucking not die. Like that's what I always keep telling people. I don't want to make a lot of money. I'm cool. I just don't want to die. Like that's really it. I want to be able to do art. I want to be able to draw my little pictures and have fun in life. I do not want to be too important to anybody. But I know that unfortunately I have to like, you know, like I hate that part of like having to like be in sales. Like you have to be like, and by the way, this is on sale and like da, da, da. Like I hate that part of it. Like I missed like when I was really like creating a lot of content around plant medicine. I want to go back to that, but I'm trying to get more creative. I also bought a stand. I don't know if anyone can tell, but I'm still trying to figure out how to get it to not. I'm still trying to figure it out, but we've got a stand now. You said you want to be a stingray, bitch. Rest in peace, Steve Irwin. That's all I can think. That's the only stingray I know. The one that got a legend. That's a crazy story to even like. I mean, he already was a legend, but it's like, damn, a stingray, bitch. Mm-mm-mm. Wow, it's wild. Like when you're a human, there's like obviously we've designated areas for us to be, but sometimes it's wild to think about how like some animals probably are like, oh nah. Like you ever just think about that? Like I'm sure some animals see us coming and they're like, nah, I gotta fuck you up. Cause like you about to nah, I seen a Starbucks like last week. Like there's no way we can let you come over here. Ooh, Moana. You said her grandma passes and turns into a stingray. Oh, that's cute as fuck. I actually have never seen Moana before. I actually never looked into it. I feel like maybe that's shady. Right. But Moana never called to me. Like, I think it's yeah, no. Again, I'm not trying to play Moana, but I feel like ever since between me and you, bitch, I just feel like Disney is not shit and I hate her and she can choke. Like, I really just, the more I think about Disney, the more I've been watching information and learning more about how Disney actually was doing so much anti black shit. It just got me really sitting with the reality that, Disney could choke. Like, Disney could really be done. That's how I feel. You know what, Annie? I don't disagree with you. I feel like that's the thing about whiteness though. Like, let's be real. Like, Steve Irwin was popular because he reminded white people that they could go anywhere they want and do anything they want. Like, I feel like that's what some content is. Like, some content is white people showing you that colonization never ended, that they can always take over someplace. And I think that that's unfortunately why Steve Irwin was so beloved, because he was a white man that seemed fearless, that seemed like he could go to any part of the jungle unafraid. And again, it's the way that like a stingray got his ass, and nobody expected that, right? Because we already knew that he was, fearless. He willing to touch any damn animal, bother all the habitats. And again, I just think like some animals probably see human life and are like, no, nah. And again, I think about how animals just like how everything has memory and the ways that I'm sure there's birds that have flown over some of this shit that was like it's the tall motherfuckers, like it's the motherfuckers with hair, like low key. Like I be really wondering like if the birds be talking like, yeah, them featherless bitches, like them fucking heifers. Like I be really wondering like if the bird community has just something to say. Like I really wish I could understand bird so bad. Like I really wish I could speak caw caw. Cause I really wondering like are they talking shit? I wonder. Gotta be, right? Other species gotta be talking shit. I'm sure. Really? Really? I heard Soul was good. Again, I just feel like Disney they deserve to be bootlegged. That's how I feel. I'm just saying, like if I was any other species, I probably would stay the fuck back from humans, like for sure. Like I would, I don't think I would chance it. Mm-mm. But again, it's the way that we live so protected in America in this way that's so fake. A lot of it is a social contract that like a lot of people are no longer honoring. And again, it's like how long do you sit in a boiling pot? Like I think about that shit every day that like this is a boiling pot. As so many of us are aware, but again, like do we understand that we all have to jump together? That like that's what's going to change like what happens. But again, the ways that we all can't jump together and that has to be okay. Like it's the way that like we don't want to replicate what the fuck we're seeing. Like I have to remember that. Like we don't want to replicate like this idea that there's only two options. You're with us or against us. Like we don't want to do that to each other. We don't want to make it seem like there's a dichotomy, but how do you do that, How do you create non-hierarchical spaces? Like how do you live in harmony? I be having so many fucking questions, but and again, it's the ways that like when have we lived in a time where we all could ask a question and be heard? Like there are people online right now talking to people that they were never supposed to meet. Or maybe they never would have met without the internet's invention. Like so many people. Like the way travel exploded when the internet became more mainstream. The way so many people saw places that they wanted to go just because of the internet. It really makes you really think about like what the plan really is. Cause sure, America's being liquidated. Clearly, right? Like they're clearly selling parts off from this bitch. Like they're literally like making it so people get less money, have less access, so they can sell part of the infrastructure. But I'm like, what parts are they trying to sell? Clearly the medical industry. But it's like, okay, but how do you get rid of medical for this many people? And again, it's the ways that like the idea is that there's so many sick people in America that if for 3 years you deny them care, the ones that already were getting care, like, because that's what's happening too, is like people that were already getting care, they're like, you don't really need this medication. And it's like, no, 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 they do. But it's like, but we can say you don't really need it. And again, they're like the amount of time it's gonna take to fight that, you're gonna die before then. Like that's the fucked up part about it. It's so sick. Like they're putting people in positions to where you could fight me for this, but that's going to take time that you don't have. And that's really the plan, is to run out the clock on people that need the most care in this country. While also making it seem as if immigration is the issue. When really, I won't disagree that there are definitely a lot of anti-black immigrants for sure. That's definitely been a problem for a while. I don't want to. I don't want to overlook that at all. I do want to say the xenophobia against non-black Americans. Um, excuse me. The xenophobia against African people recently has been really scary. And I'm gonna say this shit again. The ADOS FBA movement. It's not just about non-native Black Americans. It's also about how many mixed people are claiming FBA ADOS. I want people to just consider this, that this movement is gaining steam because so many mixed people, so many quadroons, octoroons, grife, biracial, they're claiming ADOS. They're literally deciding to choose nativism. They're deciding that they're Black American by delusion. And because of that, it is gaining more momentum because the idea, I want people to consider this, the idea that somebody from America who's mixed is more Black than an African person is what's happening right now. And it's fucking wild because, again, the concept of Blackness is being distorted yet again by mixed people, but also by lighter skinned people who are uncomfortable with the conversation around mixedness. And I want people to just consider that. The idea that like there are people who went through chattel enslavement on American soil and are also the biracials and also the mix, like, again, I want people to consider that this movement has been hijacked by many communities. And it's unfortunate because there are so many Black American people who really wanted to believe that they could connect around identity. Unfortunately, us mixed people are very nasty. And I've seen us be in that space. I've seen them say shit like, "Oh, most Black people in America are light skinned." I've seen that conversation multiple times, and it's so creepy because again, there are mixed people who are saying shit like, "Oh, I'm mixed because of slavery." Dead ass, dead ass. Like mixed people under 30 years old naming that, like, "Oh, my family." I just became mixed out of nowhere. And it's awkward because, again, it's the ways that, like, I understand for real. Like, well, maybe not understand, but I'm hearing that people are wanting to figure out a way to connect around Black American identity. I hear you. I hear you. But being anti-African, like it's not gonna work that way because again, it's the ways I'm seeing this conversation around the Somali people in Minnesota. So many Black Americans are like, oh, the Somalis think that they're better than Black Americans. And it's like the subtext there is that Somali is not one look. there are many people in Somalia. Like I really hope people consider. I really I hope people consider that like this isn't about Somalian people. Like they're saying Somalian, they're taking everybody. Like again, it's the ways that some people really think there's gonna be there's some bad people. No, no, like this is an ethnic cleansing, and I really hate to say this, but there are many mixed people who will survive this. Many white passings will survive this. This is honestly an ethnic cleansing because again, they're saying they're coming after the Somalis in Minnesota. And so many people are like, well, the Somalis keep thinking that they're not black, and it's like they're not black. They're Somali. Like they have African ancestry. Again, it's the ways that I understand that there are communities who are outside of Black American identity who are delusional, who say things that are anti-black. I'm hearing that. What I'm also trying to offer though is that the white folk that are snatching people up, they're not about to look and see if a bitch got a hooded eye or a snatched eye, bitch. I hate to say this, but it's really giving that people think that like if you don't look Blasian, you're good. And it's like, no, it's not about that. He's saying Somali because if he said black, people would hear that. He's saying Somali on purpose, just like he was saying Mexican. Like he was saying certain, he says certain words because he knows that y'all, many folk, think that Mexican is a look. They think Mexican is a like, and it's not. There are many people in Mexico. Again, it's frustrating because he is so good at dog whistles, so good. And again, I'm never trying to make it seem like there are people that didn't immigrate here that don't treat people poorly, especially Black Americans. I'm never saying that. I'm always going to uplift that with this sentiment because I don't want to operate like I don't see conversations that have unfolded to where people are being very honest. And again, I've seen content from non Black Americans, Black folks from the diaspora saying things about Black Americans. And I'm like, and again, I didn't realize that was happening. I had to listen to Black Americans to I don't want to say understand, but to hold that there are two things true at the same time. That there are Black Americans being pit against other folks in the diaspora in an effort to again hold themselves as a unique identity, which is important. I am not trying to take away from that. However, the ways that some Black Americans think it's going to work, it's awkward because it's not going to work by the xenophobia. Like again, there was a conversation on bleaching recently where there were a bunch of Black Americans being like, you know, Black Americans don't really bleach, and it's awkward because they do. Like, why are like how does anyone ever feel comfortable saying what all Black people do? That is so terrifying to hear. I really hope more folks hold that, like, even if you are a Black person, you don't know all Black people. Wouldn't that be strange if everything that you think Black people are, they just were? Wouldn't that be wild to be able to know everybody in a race? Wouldn't that be wild? It'd be wild. But again, there are people that really operate like, oh, like again, it's the ways that people aren't really hearing it because they think that they're saying something about non-Black Americans when really what's being said is that there are Black Americans who just found out that there is a skincare cream called Kerotone that everyone's saying isn't bleach. It's bleach. But many people were taught about it through skincare circles. And so again, that conversation's unfolding, and you would think that people would like, again, be uplifting that this is poison, this is harm. And there's just this energy of like, well, Black Americans don't really bleach. Sweetie, there's multiple videos of Black Americans asking why their skin is burning because they think that this shit is fucking skincare. Meanwhile, there are Black Americans denying that this is happening because they want to make it seem like bleaching is a problem for certain people in the diaspora, when really colorism and white supremacy is the problem, not Black people bleaching their skin. I know that we want to punish people for doing things that we think makes them bad, but what makes the situation bad to me is that we live in a world where anyone creates those products and tells anyone to buy them. Like, that's what's fucked up to me. The climate that makes anyone think that their skin tone is the reason why anyone's causing them harm, when really it could never be the person who is being harmed's fault. Again, we don't live in a world that operates like that, though, do we? We don't. We live in a world that tells people to lighten their skin, correct the darker marks on their face, shave their little cute beard, even though it's coming in so nice. Like, we live in a world that tells people like how you're looking is not right. You need to change. And again, if you don't change, then like we just get to be mean to you and treat you like shit. Then we really wonder, like, is it really any wonder why people go on Ozempic? Like, I swear, people be in here sometimes just roasting me for like an hour. And people really wonder why people take a syringe full of liquid that turns all their food into fucking diarrhea. Like, people be really not understanding why it's worth kidney failure to be skinny. And it's like, whew, I'm a Capricorn. I have a Capricorn stellium and a Cancer stellium, so I'm slightly off balance. Um, right. No, there are Black Americans being told that they don't have a culture. I don't disagree with you. What I'm trying to offer though is that like there are also mixed people who know that they have a mixed culture and are using the FBA ADOS to slide in again. Because again, when the conversation around do you have two black grandparents for do you have two black parents, four black grandparents, eight black great grandparents? Like, that conversation came out because there are many mixed people in black spaces. And so part of the ADOS FBA, like that's part of that conversation as well. It was called like the 8B movement. Like, do you have eight black great grandparents? Because that's like, again, I want people to consider where we're at when there are black people who are like, look, y'all are counting all these mixed people and white people as black ancestors. We're gonna need you to dip back to great grandparent. Like, it's the ways that like black folks are like, look, we know that you're gonna have some pictures of some light skinned people. Show us some deep dark skinned old people. And again, it's the ways that like a lot of us aren't getting it, that like this is a symptom of harm that we've been causing the community. Like the ways that people show you like their white grandmother and they're like, see, I'm black. And it's awkward because again, there's so many black folks that have not been able to talk about this conversation. And again, I'm taking the moments that I'm taking because there have been so many moments where I've been told to shut the fuck up about being a mixed person or even asking questions around mixed identity. And so I don't give a fuck like how much anyone may be tired of this conversation. Some people don't understand what it's like to have to figure out that the world is anti-black as a fucking adult. Like, not many folks of color had to figure that out. Like, there are many folks of color who are taught, like, at some point as a youth by experiences. It's the ways that, like, some of us really were made to feel like we're crazy, we're an alien. Like, I just don't think so many people understand how many times, like, again, knowing what I know about my identity and going into the room and the way white people would be so nice to me until, and again, the ways that I just didn't understand. Like, why are y'all treating me like this? And the ways that mixed girl said in her video that I shared, she was like, I thought I was going to be evil when I grew up. And it's like, the way some of us really think like we're crazy because we're experiencing anti-blackness. Or even the ways that people will be tired of you being upset. Like the ways people will be really tired of you talking about what happened to you. And again, the ways that like there's so much pain that you can go through just from people, again, tapping into colonized behavior, being anti-black overtly, covertly, subtly, whatever the fuck. and the ways that you just have to move the fuck on. Because if you don't, oh no, you're stuck on this. Oh no, you're a victim. Like it's so fucking frustrating to know that there's a time limit for grief that people really put on so many black women. Like it's the ways that like when Meg got shot, the ways that that became big news. Like it's the ways that nobody was really worried about her, and it was so creepy to notice. Just the ways that so many black women like immediately were just feeling like they had to defend her, and not even like defend her like she did something wrong. Just the amount of black women that noticed like what type of time it was and was like, no, that's our good sis. And again, the ways that like collectively there's just so many people who were willing to make it seem like she had done some harm, she deserved pain. And again, it's the ways that people will really just decide like you deserve pain. And I'm not trying to make it seem like that has happened to me consistently. But the more that I started to unlearn ways of behaving and performing colonized, experiences, and just again the ways I started to see myself as complicit in harm, the more I started to try to stretch myself towards community, and the ways that some people have really looked at me like I was a fucking alien. And it's like, damn, whew, I had to really sit with the reality that a lot of us are at capacity. Like, it's not even about like talking about people being bad. It's really like a lot of us just don't have it. And why the fuck would you, bitch? Again, like, I'm never trying to shame anybody for being like overwhelmed and tired, because it makes sense. Like, everything that you could think makes sense. Bitch, I trust you. But yeah, getting back to the anti-cancer conversation though, it's the way that like I've just been trying to study like all the plants I can. Like the internet allowing me to read about other people taking plants. I'm also trying to get back into that drug group that I was in, because I really do want to talk to more people that are taking drugs and talking about it, because it's freeing to talk to people who are experimenting with other substances. Like again, I feel like there are people out there that know that a drink don't mind who drink it, and I love you too. Never hating on anybody getting caught up in anything, because again, it's the ways that like it makes sense. Like it makes sense. All of it makes sense. Like your fixation on fucking Doritos, the ways that you need to order this thing, this little drink, this little treat is getting you through. Like it all makes fucking sense. It does. Especially when you consider like how many things are going out of business. Like I literally told my friend, like, you could literally die tomorrow, bitch. Why would you not have sushi tonight? You have the money for sushi. You trust these people fish. Like it's a lot of things that are adding up, even sushi being on your mind. You don't want sushi every day. Let's be real. It's good, but sushi every day not realistic. If your body really calling out for a fish and a rice bowl, indulge. But again, the ways that trusting anybody fish right now, bitch, my God. I'm so jealous of bitches by the sea. I really wish I could be a fucking fisherman so bad, bitch. I would catch all the shrimp. Like, if I really could live my life differently, I would just be on some fishing type shit. Real talk. Because I could talk to the fish all night. I can really mind my fucking business real good by that motherfucking water side. And again, if I get shaded, I could just roll into the water. Like, real talk. Like, again, I know somebody probably distressed for me, but please don't be. I really want to get ate up by something cool. Like that's really my I pray that happens. Like I pray on the way out, like a shark just eats my booty, like for real. Not sexually though. Don't worry. Don't worry. But I do wanna, just snatch right in half, bitch. It just sounds like it would be a cool death, Just at the end, just get ate up by a shark. 70-80% of African Americans have at least one non-black. And see, even saying that 70 to 80% of African Americans have at least one non-black grandparent, that's not true. And even saying that at this point in colonization is awkward as fuck. Because again, I feel like people don't realize this, but we see a lot of light-skinned people. We see a lot of mixed people. That's not all the people that are existing. And I hope that we can hold that. Like, I know that it feels good to say that for somebody, but like, I need people to look into the information that exists. Most black people are deep, dark skinned. That is how they came up with the idea of blackness, by looking at deep, dark skinned people and saying, you are black. Black is not real. The phenotype is what created the phenotype became before the word. So they weren't looking at light skinned people. Like, I want us to remember that they weren't looking at lighter skin, quadroon, grife. Like, they weren't looking at that when they were loading up those ships, baby. They weren't. They were looking at deep dark skinned black people. Now, does that mean that there weren't people fucking in between time? Of course. But again, the idea that there's still not deep dark skin, that there's not deep dark skinned black people on this soil today that exist, like a lot of them, like, it's wild to say that. But again, there are many people I've heard recently say that most black people today are mixed. And that is a very strange statement because, again, it really reminds you to look at certain imagery on TV. Like, look at the Proud Family. Look at My Wife and Kids. Like, look at how they position mixed people in black family situations. The Cosby Show. Just think about when you see a black family, what they're doing with mixed people. They're trying to communicate. Even though none of these other people are mixed, there's somehow a young mixed child always. Please do some research because this is a pandemic. It's called systemic erasure. The idea that, again, most lighter skinned black people are the color of Meg the Stallion. That is a light skinned black woman. If you remove us mixed people from the idea of blackness, it becomes obvious who's missing. But again, many of us mixed people are in black spaces. Listen. I'm not trying to play with you. I just wanted to say that, like, in this conversation, I'm trying to remember that there are deep dark skinned people who are being called like African as a pejorative. Like, that's why I'm going so hard. Not on some like, oh, I think I know everything. Promise you it's not that. It's more that there are people that are from America. Their lineage has been here. And people are calling them tether. Meanwhile, I'm a tether. Keep that in mind. My dad is from Jamaica. My mom is mixed as fuck. Like, if you really want to go there, I'm more of a tether than a lot of the people I've been seen called African. It's the way people have fought with me about being Black American, even though I'm not Black American. Even my mom not Black American. She's a quadroon or a musty. Mustee. Look it up if you want to. But again, it's the ways that I'm a tether, but so many people keep fighting with me about my blackness. That is why I'm pushing back, because there are many people trying to make it seem like I'm just a light-skinned black person, and I'm not. Even when I did my ancestry test, it literally showed that like both my parents are mixed, and they made a mixed child who is again in the middle color wise of both of them. I'm the only one that's in the middle of my parents. But again, it's the ways that like you, however you come out, there's no way to know. And again, it's the ways when I came out, I was always a mixed person. But the phenotype I'm holding is being pushed as a black phenotype. We must hold that as a reality. That me and lighter and more ambiguously looking is being seen as black. We have to hold that. Somebody fought with me the other day about Zendaya being black. I'm like, Zendaya can be mixed. That's okay. People are mad. Again, there's this idea that like there are some mixed people who black people want to hold closer. That's great. I don't give a shit, honestly. I just want folks to hold that like there are mixed people absolutely attempting to have an identity outside of stealing from black people. And so that's what I'm fighting for mostly, is the reality that like we could stand up and not be ops and not steal from blackness, but also we could stand up and let white people know, hey, we're all non-black. Let's get in alignment. Again, it's the ways that I've been wanting to talk to white people about their behavior, but it's like I realized, bitch, I gotta talk about my behavior. That maybe we can talk together. Who knows? Again, I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm just trying to hold that like it's not black people's job to like fix anything. Like nobody black exists to fix anything. Nobody black exists to do a damn thing for anybody else, honestly. But again, do we live in a world that says that shit? Fuck no. We don't. We really fucking don't. We really fucking don't. Chibi, I'm trying. I'm trying my best. And see, that's the thing. Like being a whole mixed person, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I just wish that we could hold that. Like our community do be acting a fool. Like I feel like that's the thing that's frustrating. Is like more mixed people would hold our identity if we could also hold that. Like we really don't collectively know how to talk about ourselves. That maybe our family members were really invested in the one drop rule. Like the mixed community has a lot to talk about in terms of like harming black people. But again, you go in any space online and us mixed people are literally steady focused on people don't know what I am. People are saying that I'm not black. Mixed people are under attack. Like I've literally seen people say mixed people are under attack, and I'm like, bitch, where? Bitch, where? Because again, even white people are mixed people. Like me literally sitting with that, like that honestly fucked me up for a whole 48 hours because I was just like, bro, it's the same with the Asians, bitch. Like, dog, like so many Asian people are fucking white looking Asians. Like there's a video I shared the other day where they were trying to talk about Asian beauty standards. And bitch, I'm posting a link to this video because it's the way in real time. Like they showed so many Asian girlies, and then they show like these girls that look like fucking. It looked like some fucking Avatar shit. Like it was so clear that like these were the superior Asian girls because they had figured out how to keep fucking the same white looking fucking Asians. And they had the nerve to say the most beautiful Asian girls are the girlies that skin is so white it look blue. I literally was like, can you imagine fetishizing whiteness to the point where you want a bitch face to be blue? I'm sorry, but there's just something about that that blows my mind. Like, it blows my fucking mind. And then even we were talking about the fat phobia, like rising. They were saying that like there's something called a belly button test. Like, bitch, fat phobia is rising so strong. Like the eating disorder girlies, listen, I know some fat girlies have eating disorders, but what I'm trying to offer is for the girlies out here that have an eating disorder, I am so fucking sorry. I don't care what size you are, but I am so fucking sorry because again, it's the way when I grew up. I'm not gonna say I didn't see thin girls. I did, but I remember seeing fat girlies. I remember being a fat girly that was out here. Like I remember. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Like I'm literally spiraling because it's just like the ways that they were showing me how to like figure out how thin you are. They were like, if you can put your hand behind your back and make it go all the way around to your belly button. Like they're literally showing girls that you have to be able to contort and twist your body. And it's the ways that I look at some of these women. Like again, when I share this link, who knows what's going on with you to where you're gonna feel anything. But me, I was feeling sick, noticing how small these women were. And I just think about the ways that like fat phobia is really about rape culture. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Fat phobia is about rape culture. I do not care what anybody says. Like the desire to make a woman really tiny. For what? Why does she need to get smaller? Huh? Listen, when I post the link, I'm going to put a trigger warning on it because, again, it literally shows a woman like putting her hand behind her back and being able to touch her belly button. Then also another test is like you take a white piece of computer paper, and if your waist disappears, you are skinny or you're beautiful. That's the test. The test it's a beauty test. It involves you having to being able to touch your stomach from the back of from your back. And like I'm doing it, it's like my hand, I can touch my other fat roll. Like that's how much I can touch. And again, it's the ways that I don't need to do any of this to feel good. Not saying that anyone out there doesn't or any value statement about that. I'm just saying like this isn't gonna impact me tomorrow. But somebody may feel some type of way about it. And I hope you know being thin, wanting to be thin, it makes sense. I'd rather be that person on some harm reduction. Like, it makes sense why you would want to lose weight. I don't want to fucking disagree. It makes sense. We live in a world that says, like, fat people are terrible. Like, we live in a world that hates fat people. I get why people want to lose weight. I never want to be a fat person that operates like, I don't know why people don't just love their body. Like, girl, like it's hard. like again, like there's days where I love my body. I'm twerking in the mirror, like I'm feeling so cute. And then there's days where I don't want to look in the mirror. Like there's days where I literally am like avoiding the mirror catching my ass because I don't want to see myself. And again, there are days where I look in the mirror and I'm so happy to look at myself. I'm holding my face like a little cherub. It's not linear. It's very static. Like no matter how much self-love you've been building, trust me, is days where you're going to think like yuck. It happens. The world we live in is constantly telling us we could be better. We could be hotter. And then also, I know we've been wanting to have a conversation about beauty. I told you I need to get drunk for that one. I feel like I'm gonna get me some good rum for it or whiskey. I can't call it just yet, but I'm gonna get wasted for it. But one thing that had me really sitting with, or one thing I thought about recently in terms of the conversation around beauty, is just how much like you can really think like you're doing something good for yourself. And again, I don't want anyone to think like there's anything wrong with beautifying. Like I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But it's the simple act of like getting your nails done, getting your hair done, like those things actually are huge. Like, especially like again, if you're living in a world that is constantly looking at you and trying to tell you how good you're doing or how beautiful you are. And so again, it's the ways that like beauty, like again, it's the ways that like if I really wanted to, I could get dressed up and make it seem like I'm doing well. I refuse though. I want you to see how fucking crazy I look right now. I want you to know I don't have the fucking energy to like do much more. I don't give a shit. I also feel like there's some protection in being ugly. Like I feel like when you're ugly, people don't talk to you that much. Like I feel like that's the thing about it. Not to say that I really think I'm ugly, but like when you don't put the work to looking beautiful, people are like, she bite. Literally, like I had a friend reach out and like tell me like, hey, like, can I buy you a wig? Like literally, like that's how rough I look. Like someone offered to buy me hair, bitch. Like literally, like offered me a hair appointment. Like not even a wig. Like offered to like pay someone to help me. And I literally was like, just give me the money. Like, since you want to help me, just give me the fucking money, bitch. Like that's where I was at. Like I was like, just give me the money. I still love you, bitch. No shade. I really needed that. I really needed that fried chicken plate. Trust me, bitch. It went to a good cause. But I'm just saying, like, bitch it like bitch. Like bitches were like, girl, like, can I get you some hair? Again, like, I'm not trying to make it seem like I have no wigs. I'm not trying to make it seem like I have no wigs. Like, I have wigs. I'm not wearing them for a reason. I don't want to wear a wig. But again, it's the ways that, like, you could put on a wig and everyone thinks you're okay now. I don't want y'all to ever think I'm okay. I really am okay with looking insane right now. I'm okay with looking crazy, a crackhead, a dust head, a bum, whatever. I don't care because, again, it's the ways I put so much time and energy into trying to look all different types of ways. And, like, I just feel like there was a waste of my time there. And again, it's the ways that being seen as beautiful do feel good. It do. But it's the way that like it doesn't mean anything really. And again, the ways that like some of us see younger people like trying so hard to be beautiful. Trying so hard to like show their beauty. I think that was the biggest waste of my time, honestly. Is like investing in trying to show anybody my beauty. Like, it's like if you can't see it, that's okay. But again, the way I grew up, like some of y'all being looked at like, what are you gonna do with your hair? Because again, when you have a certain type of hair, your hair is not done. I know my hair's not done. I know somebody wants to call me Coolio. I know. I don't give a shit though. I'd rather look like this than do anything else, honestly. And again, the ways that some people really think like, you know, that's all I existed for. Like I have to hold that too, that like part of my internet presence was just looking cute. And so some people are like, why aren't you doing the thing that you used to do for us? And again, I just didn't think about the ways that like when you're seen as attractive, people are like, are you gonna keep doing this? Like, are you gonna keep and again, it's the ways that like again, I can't even imagine doing all the shit I used to do again. Like I'm not saying makeup isn't fun. I'm never saying that. I'm never saying wigs aren't fun. But just the maintenance that you have to do to show people you're okay. Man, just the performance. It's hilarious when you really think about it. Cause you can see somebody dressed up real cute and like they're like again, I just think sometimes I feel like people want us to dress up and play a part. And if we don't, there are consequences. Not wiped off a cold. Look, listen, Kaya, I appreciate you. I'm just saying, like, sometimes, like, I just feel like when you're a femme person, like, people really do expect you to, like, keep on being, like, the girl that does this or that. And again, I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm never going to put on makeup. I'm never going to put on a wig. I'm not trying to make it seem like anything really. But I think, again, I think about the ways that, like, so much of, like, performance around femininity, especially certain folks experience. Again, like it's the way that like getting a wig really did change my life. And the ways that I know if I put on a wig again, it'll change it again. And it's the way that at some point I had to hold that if I wear that wig, it comes with expectation. And don't nobody tell you that. No one tells anybody that before they put the wig on, that taking it off actually becomes more political than putting it on. No one tells you that. It's more than just hair. It really is. But again, the ways that people don't tell you that, but once you get that dopamine rush, how can you be divorced from it? Sidebar, there's another link I'm going to put below where there's a conversation around like nicotine and how apparently if you have ADHD or autism, it's really easy for you to get caught up like smoking cigarettes and like weed and shit because again it's like a oral stim, it's a hand stim, it's an oral fixation, it's a lot of things. Like nicotine actually is also a stimulant and an antidepressant or an anti anxiety. Yeah, there's anti anxiety, but there's also dopamine. And so it does a lot. No, and Kaya, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if I were to like dress like super high femme, like I already know. Like, again, it's the ways that like I have to hold that. Like, if I was still willing to like dress up and like be like, oh my god, this brand and like their fat clothing, like again, it's the ways that like I have to remember that like part of me like becoming internet famous was like a Torrid credit card. And again, it's the ways that like wearing clothes, being fat, being visible, like it was we were so starved for fat people being that it was really easy seemingly to like be the person. But again, it's the ways that at this point I hate that all of like the body positive and fat acceptance stuff. I don't know. There's just a part of me that feels like it's not dead, but I just feel like it's shifted in ways. I don't know. I really do wonder like what that shit's about to look like in like 5 years. Because again, there's so many fat people that have lost weight, and again, you can be body positive and believe in fat acceptance as a skinny person, but it's the way so many people lose weight and make it seem like my fat body was sick. And it's depressing because it's like, was your fat body really sick? Mm, I don't know. But I think I'm about to go make a bacon grilled cheese, honestly. Real talk, bitch. Sidebar. I don't know how the fuck y'all be making bacon, but I like to parboil my bacon a little bit, like get some good ass savory ass water. Might even put a little bit of like a frozen pineapple in there, and then I bake it on a sheet pan. But I put like some honey mustard on it, or a little bit of honey on it, or maybe some brown sugar, maybe some molasses, bitch. I did molasses last time, and that shit was nice. But yeah, bitch, I need a crispity, crunchy grilled cheese, you know? I feel like I need that. Anyways, I love y'all for kicking it with me. I love y'all for being here. I'm sorry for it being so fucking disjointed, but I had a lot of feelings and I was bored and I wanted to talk shit. And my lighter is a hater. I'm gonna leave this live up even though I really want to fucking delete it, but I feel like I just wanna just remember this moment. And I don't mind if other people remember it with me. Sorry. Just sometimes, you know. But yeah, thank y'all for listening. I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Eat something tasty.